witty banter. Though I believe some people think this is the best part of the show. So
I like
I would
this
think
part.
so.
I like this part of the show.
It's how they get to know us.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I like the entire show.
Yes. But
Well,
you have a favorite
mostly.
part of it.
It's like a pizza. Favorite part.
Favorite
Not
part of the
crust.
pizza. Take it or leave it. Depends on the crust, certainly.
No, just get a deep pan pizza. That's really the way to go.
Sure.
Anyway, who wants to do the recap?
I'll do it.
Okay.
All right. Last time on the Out of the Abyss, we hung out in town and stuff. But before that, we started in, I think it was like the old Earth Guardian Temple, Earth Guardian Outpost, where we tried to clear it out for Blightenstone because it had fallen some time ago, and basically was reported there was a lot of ghosts in there, ghosts and crazy elementals, and so we started there, pressing forward. Meeting some methods that we decided we didn't want to disturb, so instead we went the northern route using the incredible dark magical spells of Gesh to clear our way through some brown mold, which, as all adventurers know, are mold that grow on from heat and do a lot of cold damage. So we froze that up and got into the sanctuary where we fought the Lady Ghost, who was quite mad. But we managed to defeat her. Quite difficult fight, though, all things considered. And report our success back to town. Brought some basilisk blood, boiled it up, and rubbed up Gesh with it, so he's now free of the petrification. And we have one to spare, I believe. We also found a basilisk egg, which we gave to the Blightenstone as a present and as something that can aid them in their defense in the future, because my god, these people have had it rough. Yeah, after that we hung out in town. We got the alchemist working on the potions and also on the Ankeg armor, which will be pretty cool. I forget exactly the stats of it, but we don't have it yet, so and then we went into the rat warrens after having convinced the guard to wait a day so we could restore Gesh and such. Inside we find Topsy and Turvy, the two little deep gnomes that left us some time ago. And they were very happy to see us, and we were happy to see them, and turns out they're were-rats. And so we they took us to the Rat King, which we talked to, and he said that everything's fucked because there's now a Pudding King, a crazy ooze master who is gathering all the ooze in a big pile, and it's madness down there. So we had decided to take the Rat King's word of parley back to Blightenstone, and hopefully we can arrange some sort of truce and cooperation to defeat the Pudding King, because, well, the puddings are eating everyone, and we need to sort of band together to stop him, probably. I think that was it.
Yes. A meeting has been set up by Dorbo, as he heard your tale, and it is a gathering of those in the city who have the most influence here. You have also been invited because you have helped a lot of them, and Dorbo seems to want you there. An outsider's perspective and all that. You've certainly proven yourself very capable, doing things that they could not do themselves, and he perhaps hopes that you can help convince some of the more skeptical members of the Council of that something needs to be done. The meeting is overseen by other gnomes and such. It is really an open place. People can come listen, and quite a few have. Probably those who have the strongest opinions, especially about the issue with the were-rats, since the whole issue with the ooze attacks it's a big deal. People have died, but the were-rats is so much more of a threat to them, and it also is to many like a moral issue of if you allow this to be accepted as not really a disease, which they believe lycanthropy is. You have been offered a seat, so to speak, speaking as a group. Basically, one of you will likely be the main component of it, while the rest will be in the audience. Who will you choose to place upon that seat?
That sounds like prime target territory for Gash, honestly. He loves cooperation and beating back stereotypes. So
And manipulating people. I mean, what?
what?
Gish looks over you with a mouthful of pizza. He doesn't have time.
Part of me's glad I have my message contract. That means we can send Gesh messages if nothing else.
If that fails, we just put Riordan up there, and he will charm them all.
I mean, who will take the mantle? Certainly not me or Liam.
No, Liam would be like, listen here, fuckers.
If you don't do this, I'm gonna fucking kill all of you. Okay, I could.
I am great. I am so great, and you should listen to what I'm
Have you seen
saying.
me?
Yeah, look at me.
Pudding King? More like Liam King.
Riordan is like damage control. Like, oh no, guys, it's okay. No, we didn't actually mean to say we're gonna kill you.
Don't fucking
When,
mean it.
when Mr. Zarugesh says, I'm going to kill you all, what he really means is that
Kill the
tax rate is too
misconceptions
hard on
that
the
you
rich.
have.
Yes.
I need spin doctors.
Yep.
Split open your skull to open your mind.
Yes. Let your thoughts spill out onto the floor.
All the mind flayers nod in the audience. Yes. This is
Yes.
correct.
Waste.
Makes sense.
Plus 5 rep points with the mind flares.
Yeah.
That would be something to call to your aid, eh?
Anyway, before we get to our political campaign, let's choose who we're picking on the seat.
They have put it in the room that has the highest ceiling, making it so that you don't have to bend your backs, maybe just your necks, to stand up in here. Remember, most of the city is actually gnome height to make it really difficult to drow to get in here. So you sort of have to crouch the whole time, which sort of hurts the back a lot over all these days. Also, a little bit claustrophobic, being in a place that is so small. At least people are no longer looking at you like and taking their kids away when on the street. They're sort of looking at, more curiously at this point than cautiously. So, who wants to be part of the meeting directly, so to speak?
I think that Gesh totally should be.
All right.
Alright.
Gesh will be told then that he can at a time where he wishes, so he can call someone else. Basically, spectators will be quiet generally, or they can mumble to themselves, and they usually do. But they're not. They don't have speaking time basically. However, any council member can call upon members of the crowd to speak their mind, or to hear what people think, or to have a quick vote about some issue, or perhaps there is some expert on something that is not on the council, but who should still be heard. So he certainly has the power to bring in his companions really as much as he wants to. The city is not really currently big enough that there is a limit. In the past, the city has used to have a king and a queen and everything. It was great. However, the whole royal quarter, it's lost to the were-rats, and you know that they certainly say that there's full of oozes in there. So, it just doesn't seem right to have a king and a queen before the city has actually been reclaimed. Everyone, however, sort of understands in a way that Dorbor and Seni are certainly the people who would be chosen, given that they employ the most people in the city and have really just a good take around most people. Their opinions tend to differ quite drastically, so together they can grasp the whole political spectrum.
And then just fight each other.
Yeah, though they certainly are good enough at compromising from time to time.
That's good. We need that.
I'm okay with Gesh going up there, and Roland perfectly okay with staying in the crowd and simply mumbling whisper spells over to Gesh to tell him something he picks up if he gets anything.
Gesh is just like, look, we have our own lycanthrope over here.
I would spend my cunning action to hide.
Yeah. the meeting is opened by Dorbo Diggermatic, who lines out the problem being the discussion of what to do about the were-rats, a new discussion to reconsider the previous decision given new information. To present this information, he will start by asking Gesh to please relay what was your company name? I don't even remember that. The Merry Companions or something like that has found.
Sounds about right.
Beyond or in the Gold Whiskers Quarter.
Well, when we entered the Gold Whiskers quarters, as I expected, we did not find beasts or diseased people. We found a civilization of were-rats, who, while initially skeptical about our opinions, rightfully so, I would think, considering we only barely managed to stop an actual attack on all of them, turned out to be rather reasonable. They informed us that the problems you have here with oozes dropping from the ceiling are only the tip of the proverbial iceberg. And that was a bad analogy for someone who might not have ever seen an iceberg. It is the tip of the spear that might pierce and break the city. Only a very, very minor part. If it weren't for the were-rats, in fact, it is very likely that the entire city would have already been overrun. Their numbers have suffered, but their defensive measures and determination to stop this threat have so far prevailed. They, however, cannot single-handedly defeat this threat, nor, I believe, can all of you. It is only through cooperation that might become possible.
Well, would you give me a persuasion check with advantage?
I can certainly do that.
Because the crowd matters here, and what they think.
Just 17.
Those are the worst rolls.
Well, a 17 is good enough to make people in the crowd murmur their agreement and sort of nod and look concerned at this new problem. As semi-digmatic, we'll look upon Gesh and say, Mr. Gesh, you mention these ooze problems. However, that is a separate issue. It is not connected with the problem of reclaiming our homes from the creatures that live in them. Sure, perhaps they can be reasoned with. However, that does not change the fact that they should leave our city. This place is for gnomes, and they are not gnomes, even if they perhaps once were. It is no more gnomes than should the dead rise and become, or say they had claims of being on what we are. At this wording, Glyphic Shroomlight sort of fidgets nervously. She looks around. Some more murmuring happens in the crowd. We will discuss the problem of the oozes later. However, first and foremost, I must insist, this is a city for the deep gnomes. It is our only one, and we should have it to ourselves. If the rats wish to find a home anywhere else, I'd be more than happy to deport them.
I, however, would like to insist that you widen your perspective, that you look at the greater problems. You're chasing glory days that I do not know whether you can ever really re-achieve them. However, while you are chasing days that have gone past, the issues outside your city, do not worry about what has happened, but what will happen. There are dangers out there that you are not ready to face. I would not like to bring the fact that you haven't reconquered your city yet up as an argument, but perhaps it is a sign that the deep gnomes are not quite as much of a force as perhaps they used to be. Compromises have to be found if you wish to survive at all.
Smiles slightly. It says, "But Master Gesh," and looks at the audience, "is it not true that you have defeated Okermuk's Bane? That you and your companions have gone and gotten the boon back to us?" She looks to Nomi. "Now we can have more and stronger elementals than we've had since our glory days indeed. And with them, these rats will spread none of their infection when we root them out. With them, how could even a few oozes threaten us?" She smiles slightly and says, "In doing what you've done, you have made this problem much easier for us to solve."
Let us once again assume that the problems we have managed to solve were the easy problems. The ones that in the grand scheme of things will very quickly seem like a pebble in your boot, perhaps, a minor annoyance. But there are things out there, and I'm not talking about Drow, although they are likely to return at some point as well. I'm talking about things that you could not even imagine fighting quite yet. It would be silly to throw away a resource like an entire peaceful, I might add, civilization who might have the same motivation to defend this very city as you do, because it is also their home. You intend to start another war in a time where the entire world is at stake. It is, quite frankly, rather stupid.
Nomi looks upon you and says, "You speak of the entire world." She looks back to the rest of your companions. "This is not something that we can simply accept. There appears to be no proof that the world is in danger. Sure, some rocks have changed their way, however, they do that all the time. It is just natural fluctuations." Gurnik Trapbinger, however, nods and says, "It is true that whatever problems have been solved have been minor. The shrine is still corrupted, and I think that is what matters most. At least we should send the army to do that." He sort of scoffs and says, "If they could. Perhaps with the rats' help we could do something, but I doubt even they could deal with it." He scoffs. He seems to be very unhappy about the whole situation, really. "If it's up to me, just get done with it in some way or another. That's where my vote stands."
Well, I do believe that cooperation with the Rare Rats is, in fact, a solution to at least one problem, and most likely many more problems in the future. On the topic of the lack of proof, yes, unfortunately I cannot show you the end of the world, although, no, I cannot. But wouldn't you agree that I believe none of you have left the city for any reasonable amount of time in the recent, well, months, years perhaps even?
Kazuk will nod and say, "It's true what Master Gesh says. There's been few travelers, and the trade route has been closed. Does that not indicate that something's happening out there? Our scouts have been disappearing more often than not. Hence why these good people are here in the first place."
And myself and my companions have traveled far through the Underdark, not entirely voluntary. We have seen things that have left their marks upon our memories, to say the least. Signs of a much greater danger. And while I cannot present you proof, perhaps using the little respect that we've managed to garner with all of you so far, I'd like to at least force you to consider our warnings very carefully.
Torbo, sort of nods slowly and says, "Thank you, Master Gesh. I think you've made your point rather admirably." She says, "In fact, I believed that Master Gesh would make a good point." She looks proud. "And so I went ahead and invited Chip Grin, the leader of the Gold Whiskers, here to this meeting. He is in fact among the audience right now, though you would not recognize him in his gnomish form." As he nods, and you hear sort of a whispering as one of the viewers sort of falls down all four, transforming into the were-rat you've seen before he walks and sits down, nodding to everyone, sitting down at the table on the last empty chair as Dorbo smiles and nods. Senny looking at him and looking at Gesh and looking at Chagrin, sort of having lost some of her bravado, with Gesh being so damn reasonable in many ways. As she will cross her arms and say, regardless of his presence, I still believe we should have back the quarters they live in. If we cooperate with them then, having them get them a new home, then that is fine. As Chagrin looks over and says, I think we should consider that we are gnomes as well, and that we live in this place, and are just fair citizens. I would be happy to have my people mingle with yours, everyone living with everyone, however they please. We hurt no one after all. As she snorts. This conversation goes back and forth for too long. The arguments being moved around really concern who should live where. What if you woke up one day and saw that your child had been bitten by a were-rat child? What of them? What about their feeding? How can we trust all of them? If there's just one bad were-rat, then what? Well, how can the were-rats trust the deep gnomes? What about the hate that some feel? Would that not impact them? Really, just a whole lot of going back and forth. Until the point of really this having gone in circles a few times. Kasuk and Nomi generally supports Dorbo, while Gurnik seems to be tired of this discussion and just ramble about his damn shrine, something that Senny latches onto pretty quickly. The audience sways a little back and forth depending on who's talking, seemingly a mix of people that slowly gets more and more riled up. The fact that Chagrin is here seems to sort of edge them on even more as they have a face to everything that's said. Eventually, however, Mr. Shroomlight, the little sort of younger gnome who was given the position he's in very recently, will stand up and with his tiny gnome fist hit into the stone table, leaving a slight thud sound that doesn't really interrupt anything, nor does anyone really pay attention to what he's trying to say.
Well, it seems to Gash that what that person requires is a proper interruption, which Gash can probably deliver to allow him to speak. Although, looking at my spells, and none of them would be healthy for anyone.
I mean, you have a big fist.
I think Gash would basically see that the Mr. Shroomlight wants to speak, but being completely ignored, it would be up to Gash to basically shout, I believe Mr. Shroomlight wants to get a word in. Like, pretty much at the top of his lungs, the first words.
Grannik, who was speaking,
slowly calming down
with wild eyes at some argument, wiping a little bit of froth out of his beard, from having insisted that without a proper temple, this place will fall into moral decay. Speaking of what good is a diamond that has not been refined, and such things. However, as you stream, he does stare at you wildly, though going quiet, as Mr. Shroomlight will speak. Say, thank you, Mr. Gesh. It's just that there is one more person who would speak, and I, as Gurnig interrupts and says, out with it, boy! We have no time for your platter. As he says, sort of stammers, seemingly to this is not something he's good at, and he's clearly too nervous to really get out what he's trying to say. However, as he does, a ghostly chill moves through everyone here as someone floats up through the table A swift Nevlin, sort of a pale blue-white color as he moves up. A ghost, clearly. There's another gasp from everyone. As he says, I am quite tired of haunting this table just to hear all your platter. I come from the catacombs, and I'm used to hearing everything that goes on in this city, and now I thought I would give my input, and I have not been heard. You have just... He seems very exasperated and says, when the drow came, had we done this, we would all be dead. Fools. I may be old, but it seems that you've learnt nothing, you youngsters. As he hovers there, looking at them, everyone somewhat floored at his appearance. He shakes his head and says, This is worse than I expected. He looks to Chukrin and says, You were but a boy when they came, and look at you now, here, in this form. Do not think that this is ill pursuit of diplomacy. And you would banish half of our population just because they suffer from an affliction, something they've learned to live with? He scoffs, as he then looks to Gesh with a raised finger and says, and you, well, you have done well, I think.
Thank you.
For looking around. Now I do believe that Gurning has a proper thought. However, first and foremost, I hereby say that there will be no more discussion of whether or not we should accept this or that gnome into our city. We're all gnomes here. She looks to Gesh again and says, pardon. And I believe, well, I will not accept any more discussion on that matter. The real truth is the problem of the Pudding King, as Master Gesh has spoken it. And I have seen it. I have seen it all. Hundreds of oozes, thousands of them.
And me and my companion,
your ancestors.
And me and my companions will, of course, be on the forefront of this particular problem, as it does coincide with our personal goals. However, we will require not only your cooperation, but also a few things.
In fact, this whole problem with the... Had you just stopped fighting with the were-rats, then this whole thing would not have gotten as out of hand as it is. You have been focusing on the wrong front, and they have been forced to deal with it enough to not be able to talk to you. Shakes his head. It is shameful, really. Shameful. Does no one pay attention to the dead anymore? No one paid their respects? No one has entered my crypt for years. He shakes his head. No one. He looks over to Cyrilla, frowning.
Oh,
you.
Shit. You were offered to crawl in there, yeah?
Sure. Just stare at him and say, I was offered to crawl into a crypt that I had no understanding.
Oh no, he was waiting for you in there.
Shakes his head. Never mind.
I've had many more hosting ghosts.
Shroom Knight, who seems somewhat cowed as well by this. This city is full of dead people with no respect. Anyway, the real problem then. What are we going to do about the Pudding King? Or rather, how are we going to deal with the Pudding King? He sort of frowns.
I believe that Master Chipgrin already had a plan prepared.
Chipgrin nods and says, if we are in this place then, with our discussion, yes, I know that they occupy the royal quarter. As you know, there are two ways to get from it, the southern collapsed paths and the northern open ones. We've been trying to deal with the northern ones. However, whenever you strike one of the oozes, more will come. That is how they work, and so if you keep fighting, they will soon envelop the whole city. We have therefore left them alone, allowed them to slowly grow and expand, rather than making them kill us all. sort of fidgets a little bit. I don't think we could take them. I don't think we could take them, all of us. We will need more than what we have here. I don't know that we can defeat them at all. However, I do not think fleeing our city again, sort of looks to them, perhaps even judging them a little bit for what their ancestors did, would help anything either. The ghost, who in the crowd is been whispered, his name is Jedgar, is shaking his head and says, "No, we should not abandon this city. Running away only gave us a ruined city back. We should fight all together." She looks together and says, These adventurers have promised us now that they will be in the forefront of it. With their help, they've done things that we could not dream of." So this Nomi nods and says, "With the circles, I could conjure up a few earth elementals. They will be rather adept at destroying these oozes, crushing them and breaking them. The power..." She smiles and says, "I don't think it will be grand." As Kasuk nods and says, Yes, the elementals will do well to destroy them. Our adventurer friends perhaps as well, but what of the rest of us? Picks don't work very well. They just split them apart, as we've already found out." Dorbo will give his sort of nod to this, and it generally seems like a murmur in the crowd, like they're, trying to think. Dorbo says, "In past times, we've always found a way. Perhaps we could find some way to arm ourselves better." As they look around, Kasuk nodding slightly and says, "Well, the trade road is closed, but we do have plenty of salt stored up. If someone," as he looks to Gesh, "could make their way to the City of Blades, they could purchase us a load of weapons from there. Weapons that are more useful than picks to deal with this threat."
We could potentially make the trip. However, our final goal will, of course, be to return to the surface. And if we assist you in this, we expect proper aid in that task.
Kasuk nods again and says, Of course, with a glint in his little gnomish eye. Says, "Beyond that, I believe that I could make something that could be helpful to both you and all of us. There's a place close to the trade road, an area called the Fungal Groves. It has myconids in it, people very adept at herbal lore. If I could from them have you gather a few herbs, just a few, then, well, I should be able to make a concoction that can make all of our weapons and armor impervious to the acid of oozes."
The fungal growth, that's not the place where deaf demon lady now
Queen of
lives,
Rot.
is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It certainly is.
Yep. We fled there. In fact.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So Gash will basically say, "I do not believe that will be possible, but that location, while it is no longer inhabited by myconoids, would be one to, well, find proof of the incoming dangers for certain. What I'm trying to say is it is inadvisable for anyone to go there."
Well, surely there's some myconids. I haven't been there myself, but I could only imagine that a place with so much growth would be a perfect place for them. I shall make you a list. He sort of nods slowly.
Give us a list, but we will make no promises. We did help many of the myconoids escape as the Demon Queen of Rot took over that place. Guess we'll intentionally linger a bit on that pause.
Gurnik interrupts the pause quickly, as he has been thinking, and says, "I do believe that Master Ghost here is correct. This is the greater issue. And you know what would best help defeat, or help us fight? A clean, moral soul. And the best way to get that is to defeat and cleanse the ruined temple that, as I've been saying the whole time.
Will cleaning that temple give us palpable benefits other than a good conscience?
Of course it would. Yes, there is nothing more palpable. And don't you dare question that boy.
I think we're all questioning it.
We will.
There's no greater strength than the gods, especially if it's as you say. What is a pudding versus a god? Huh? No, nothing. That's what I say. The Bear Warden nods and says, there is some benefit to it, I suppose. However, I would rather we focus our efforts in calming the souls of the many dead of the city. If we could calm them, then they might be able to assist us as well. If I can speak to them in a matter of their disruption, then I should be able to convince them that they are in fact dead. At that point, I can perhaps convince them to help their progeny to finally fight the enemy that now threatens the city. Most of the ones that are here, after all, are the ones who did not when the drow came.
So, you would say that fighting this budding king at the current time without better equipped armies is not possible, correct?
Kasuk says, we could fight them, all right. However, our picks would do little damage to them and likely melt. So would our armor. She shrugs.
So it would be at least...
die, however. I don't think our armies could actually pierce them. Most of our people are simply not capable. The militia is useful and such. However, our most natural defenses is simply to fight blind foes, something that does not work on these things.
So it would be inadvisable. How long would a trip to the City of Blades take us? What would you...
That depends on whatever is blocking the road. If you were moving well and such, it would take you no more than 10 days.
Well...
Now, Chukrin says, if we were to do this, I suppose it would only be natural for us to engage the host from where we are. It is a more clear path. However, if we strike them, more will simply flow in our direction, and we will have to destroy thousands of them, a number that seems just impossible. Not only are they many more than us, they outnumber us by a factor of 10. Everyone here would have to kill, 10 of them for us to even have a chance at winning. Even so, there would be no more city left should we actually do it. Our only chance is to send, I imagine... Here Dorbro sort of nods, says, I had the same thought, as she looks to Gesh. And I am glad you volunteered earlier. She smiles slightly. Says, if we cleared the path using stone elementals, we could approach from the south. Rather, a small group could approach from the south. If we attack the northern part, then most of the oozes will flow in that direction, hopefully leading or leaving a path to this Pudding King. If he is defeated, then perhaps this will all end. At least the oozes will stop being intelligent. Or at least it is something we could go for.
It is something we could do, I suppose, although it is important to understand that while we are interested in aiding the city, our offer at voluntarily going towards probably the most dangerous place, or rather facing danger so directly, is motivated by rather selfish desires of obtaining things that assist us in the end. If we think that not only can we save the city, but you will keep some sort of end of a bargain we'll make beforehand, then I'm sure we will gladly solve this issue for you.
Corporal says, if you solve this issue for us, I don't think there's much we have that we wouldn't help you with.
Very good.
Preston sort of nods as Gurnik says, and if you solve the temple problem.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yes, the temple.
Burwood says, calming the spirits of the city's dead would also be appreciated, Master Gash. Don't forget the spirits.
And the spirits. Although I do have to admit,
The
I've
trade
had...
road is also blocked. It would really help if we could... If you would bring some weapons from the City of Blades, that would save many lives, Kasuk sort of adds.
Gesh sort of frowns.
Even Seni, nods slowly and says, having you do all this for us, Mr. Gesh, it is more than I would expect from an outsider, especially one of your caliber. However, should you actually accomplish this, surprised as I would be, I suppose me or mine would have few objections to you being accepted in the city.
Well, I would suggest that all of you make peace with the fact that the were-rats are in fact allies for the time being, while I and my companions will talk about the work that we might, perhaps should be doing.
There's some nods going around, and then he says, for the time being, looking away from Chip Grin, who sort of himself nods as well, as it seems that the acceptance of this current way of doing things has come along. Torbo nods, smiling as if this was his plan all along, before he says, very well. I think we have done enough at this meeting. I think we all have things to do now that we can prepare for the plan. So, I hereby declare this meeting ended. Our decision is final. And then, sort of unceremoniously, the crowd begins to yammer about everything that's happened, and sort of the noise of that really makes the sort of the silence of making this moment something special is gone, as everyone sort of, some people shake hands and go off. Gurnik goes off to be angry about not having his temple cleaned. He sort of sneaks off just to be quiet and alone, just to go off talking. Speaks to the ghost. As people as the group sort of dissolves, letting everyone go to their own things.
Gedge will return to the others. Definitely in fault, frowning a bit. He'll basically say, well, you've seen and heard everything we talked about. Suffice to say, we apparently were given a long list of issues to fix. Now, while I do not think that it would be in our best interest to do most of these things, as they involve undoubtedly dangerous excursions, I do think that after, or perhaps even before we have done them, we can get this city to do a lot of things for us.
Liam leans back in his chair or against a pillar or something and says, well, do you have any specific ideas?
Not quite yet, but they've made the mistake of informing us that we are very essential to all of their plans, which gives us plenty of leverage.
I suppose. He looks around, thinking. It is a long list of things.
Indeed.
I already wanted to clear the temple anyway. But...
I do not think that traveling back to the City of Blades would be very advisable. Easy, I do not know. We would know the feasible even. Okay.
We took the brittle swells here I don't think we should take them back.
No, we would take the trade route.
We have to find out whatever's blocked the trade route to this point.
Something that has stymied the City of Blades and the gnomes here's attempt to.
It's a fire, right?
I mean, the City of Blades has been half blocked by the fact it was under lockdown as well. So
I do not think that either city has really tried to figure out what's wrong.
It was
But then
sort of points towards reordered fire giants, he said.
we could also just be stumbling into a nest of drow that want to see us captured and executed.
At this point, Cyrilla, I would like to see them try.
we certainly wouldn't go down quietly.
We are not the frail little lambs that ran away from their clutches the first time. If caught up with us now, I believe we would be more than a match for them.
She nods and says more than a match for a group, but who knows what sort of host they have.
At this point, severely reduced, I'm thinking. If they are going through half of what we have gone through, I would be surprised if any of them are alive. Sort of shrugs.
Roland's also leaning back in section of wall and just looks over. And with your spells, Cyrilla, I'm pretty sure you'll destroy them all at once anyway.
Yes, just kick on the gloriousness of the Guardians and...
Either way, drow host or not, it would take us a short age to get there and back, and that's not even to consider having to convince the Deep King to open up his gates for trade again. It would be nonsense.
If we were to do that, if we were to even try this, I'd recommend waiting. On the hope that when we got there, the Deep King had already opened it up again.
The traveling to the City of Blades would be the last thing to do, I think. Maybe we can sort of things. I'm not sure exactly what kind of route we would have to take to meet up with our friends the Myconoids and the... And clear. Oh, this just scratches the back of his head again. Oh, it's a whole can of worms.
We haven't seen them since the Brittle Swells. It's gonna... Who knows what we'd have to go through just to find them, let alone the time it would take to get to them.
I'd rather not visit the Netherlight Grove again if we can avoid it.
Seconded.
That's not a good place.
Not much down here is a good place.
But that in particular.
Oh, and Gesh.
I certainly wouldn't put that on my travel guide.
Though, I think it might be worth having a look into the whole spirit thing. Some spirits, as we have experienced, can be quite potent, and who knows what we can get from that.
Cleaning up the temple seems like a good first step. It is here in town, and we don't have to travel for weeks to get them.
We also Cyrilla already had a deal in place as well to help find out more information about a certain very annoying dog.
Dog? What?
Roland looks at Gesh and just sighs a little bit.
That makes no sense, Roland. Don't you mean you wanted information about your...
Your horrid curse.
Kind of looks around at the fact we're still in a public place right now.
It would certainly at least stop Gurnik from jabbering on.
Actually get him to do something.
Be a change of pace, certainly.
Anyway, Gesh, one thing. Good job.
Thank you.
Doubt the rest of us would have done so well.
I doubt that as well.
What's so undoubting, Liam? Gasp.
Liam just grumbles a little bit. He knows he would have done well. I mean, it's Liam, come on.
They're there, Liam. We know. It's okay.
Liam is amazing. Absolutely amazing. You will all see it one day. You will see. But yeah, the cleaning up the temple seems like a decent first order business. If we need to reopen the roads back to the City of Blades, we will have to contend with a lot of giants, and giants are nasty.
They are.
Well,
If
you're a tank. I'm sure you'll have fun.
Yes. As a giant swings a whole tree at me, it's like it's fine. My
Oh,
three
no, there's no
DR
trees
could do
down here.
wonders.
You're fine. No trees.
A big
It'll
mushroom.
only throw boulders. Fine.
It's fine. I'll assault the trees.
I mean, there might be a giant mushroom involved, but you've dealt with those before, so they're fine. You've dealt with many giant mushrooms trying to kill you.
So here's my take on the thing. I think going back to the City of Blades would be hilarious because it would be such a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's like we're going towards the drow that are presumably still chasing us. There's also Fembershaw to worry about, who we still owe millions of money at this point.
I mean, I also like the idea though. But but as I said, I want to wait until the later parts of our time.
Yeah, I would be maybe convinced to go and try and find the mushrooms, I guess, but it's like going backward seems like a bad idea all along. Really.
I mean, honestly, we're in the Underdark. I mean, every way leads to a bad place. There's no real answer there.
Yeah, we should definitely take care of that temple first and then see what we think. But most of these things are definitely leading us backwards. Manakai, perhaps you can clarify here. The whole thing of using the rock elementals to open the southern path, I think it was.
Uh-huh.
That would be done after the armies are equipped, right?
Yeah, they would.
Can we do that at any
smash through
point?
them, and then they could do that at any point. That is not something you have to worry about. She has the rock elementals she needs to do it. The temple is in the way. Clearing that and opening that way would be the most direct route. However, you can take a longer route. More stuff to deal with.
So maybe if we clear the temple and take care of the Pudding King, whatever he is, we don't need to go back to the Sea of Blades because surely the entire pyramid of ooze will just collapse and disappear, right?
Yes.
Or at least they'll just blob out away from here.
They'll at least be more stupid and presumably easier to fight.
Presumably.
Yes.
So all these tasks are really making the oozes easier to fight.
Yes. Let's go clear the fucking temple.
You're less likely to have a citywide TPK because that does not seem like a good idea.
I definitely don't want to be part of a genocide.
Let me
No.
just to make sure. These are the things I've written down. Is there anything I missed?
The Burrow Warden would like you to clean out some ghosts that are.
Oh yeah, calm the ghosts. Calm the ghosts.
I mean, I know I have a Radiant Sword that's great at killing undead, but I don't want to fight ghosts right now.
I mean, I'm fine with going into it because I've got a lot of
Also,
stuff.
you're not going to buy salt at the City of Blades. You're going to sell salt and buy weapons.
Oh,
Sell salt, buy weapons.
weapons. Okay.
20 days is a lot.
We're basically going to be a caravan, so.
No, we're going to be the caravan guards. It's a difference.
Liam is the caravan.
I mean, it sounds like we're buying and selling ourselves as well, so we're being the caravan on top of it. Because all of us really want to put our Underdark Trader adventure, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, going back doesn't appeal to me much. I gotta say, it's
God, no.
sounds like a terrible idea for all the reasons we have listed. And I mean, if we have to, we sort of have to, I guess. But
Well, you could go and try to fight the puddings right now.
Let's at least do the things that don't require us to travel 10,000 days.
I think let's do the things that we don't need to travel greatly
Yeah.
for first, and then see where we're feeling after that.
So-
I think the temple is probably a good first.
Well, the
first,
temple,
for sure.
the temple, and like the rock elemental thing are sort of connected, right? The temple is in that direction.
Again, the rock elemental thing is not something you have to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't-
Basically, once you say, gnomes, we're going to do this shit now, they will break down the thing to let you in, and they will assault.
Oh, so that's the
That's
last
the
step,
assault,
basically.
yeah.
That's basically
Okay.
the press here to go button.
Yeah, but cleansing the temple...
Make sure that all the side quests are completed before.
Yeah, pretty much. It's that, once you do this, you cannot turn back.
So we could do that right now, but since we haven't done the other things, so many people would die, and
Yeah,
it would be terrible.
let's at least cleanse temple and kill and deal with ghosts. Those should be at least some good steps.
It's literally the game saying, this before you progress, this area is for level 40s, and you are only level 38.
But Halldamir, my immersion.
I know. But no, I think Cleanse Temple for sure.
I mean, they have the good points. They're like, we have picks that oozes. That's not going to help.
Great idea, yeah.
I mean, as I said, give them salt shakers, all of them. That'll do wonders.
No, I think you're thinking
the point.
snails.
Think, Jonas, a whole bunch of salt-covered weapons instead.
I had a salt-covered maul, but it got eaten as well.
Well, if we make an acid-resistant salt-covered maul, think about that.
Acid-resistant salt-covered maul.
Yeah, the salt doesn't do anything. It's just their trade good. I think they got hurt.
I
We need to go to the mic.
I know, but Liam wanted salty weapons, so...
You can have my salty longbow.
Salty.
I mean, I have a salty short sword as well. Because I needed a backup weapon at the time, and now I have like 4. Weapons I'm not lacking on.
Alright, to the temple.
To the temple, you say?
Batman. Well, first we need to get the
First we
crystal
need to get the thing to
thing.
purify the temple with.
Yeah, the hallowed crystal. that
So
Gurnik
did you get
has.
my message, Malachi?
Yes, I would like you to do a persuasion check.
Okay.
Okay.
Expected as much.
Ooh.
No,
I mean, at least
yes,
get
he will begin to. He says that you know what, they have them outside the city, and you have helped them enough, and he likes you enough that he thinks you could take care of one, make it a happy.
Have you just
Yeah,
asked for
so,
a
I'm
badger?
drawing a badger.
So
I-
he will have one trained to.
I have asked for badger.
You bastard! You should have asked for a badger for all of us.
As soon as he said outside the city, my mind clicked off. You're buying a badger, aren't you?
So disappointed.
How about 2 badges?
He doesn't. I mean, two could be done, but he doesn't think they have more right now that are sort of in adult condition. I
I'll
want
take
baby
baby
badgers, but that doesn't seem
Oh,
safe.
baby badgers.
I'll take a fucking baby badger, man.
That seems
I'll
safe
train
in the
it.
Underdark. Single AoE spell and it's all dead. Or a little while of cinder, I suppose.
The power of badger.
Yeah, my plan, well, quotation marks plan, sort of to get 1 badger for Cinder as a snack, and the other for whoever wants one. That seems a bit wasteful now, doesn't it?
Man,
That is.
He'd probably appreciate it though.
I would never.
I don't appreciate it.
Chained up. Cinder, I'm learning to teach you to kill living things again.
Mm.
Come on, Cinder. It's helpless and cute. It's your badger, Cinder. When it grows up, you'll have to kill it.
Exactly.
That's the only way to remove kindness from your heart.
Mhm.
Don't tell Liam.
Might notice,
It's like, why? Gosh, why does Cinder rip up all baby pictures he sees? Just tearing them apart. Well, you know. Must be from you.
One badger is good.
Yeah. But you can indeed, if you say you will go and do the thing, he'll seem to be happy that you're finally taking care of the real problem of this city. the moral degradation of the youth, and
Yeah, definitely.
you know, like degraded rock is just pebbles and sand, and nobody likes that. So, you know, good thing you're doing.
Don't know sandy beaches.
Good thing you're doing. Yeah. So you can basically go there. I mean, you kind of cleared the way earlier.
Which, does make things easier for us.
Yeah, kind of.
One less murderous problem.
Sure, let's go, I guess.
Suppose I'll move you then.
Yeah, I don't know where to move because I can't see anything.
It's all black for us again, so.
That is something that happens. Don't want to move too far though, because then it just is super slow. I guess maybe it's the same time, just going this way, but whatever. Let's just dump you over here. I'm sure it'll be fine. You know. Yeah.
Oh, I remember this place.
So, Gesh. So Gesh, currently in your what, 50s?
Let's not talk about that.
That's true, because as you go here, you once again feel the cold wind come over you. As you hear a cry. Someone says, "Oh no, more intruders! Quickly, hide! Save yourselves!"
Liam will close his
gnome
eyes.
spirit flies towards you. Now, I'll let you take this test with advantage this time, because you're kind of expecting to see the thing, though it is still shocking.
What test are we having?
A wisdom save.
It's just gonna die.
I'm fine again.
Remember, Gesh, if you die of old age,
13.
I cannot bring you back. You have to die unnaturally for me to bring you back.
Do we get reincarnate?
Nope.
Quick stab Gash before he ages.
So, Gesh and Riordan, seeing this, panic. Gesh perhaps remembering that he'll get old if he looks too long, just run out of this cave again. Though the rest of you, Liam almost unable to look, but he's himself. He's tough. He's seen worse. As he looks upon the slaughter of gnomes around him.
Roland again is completely unfazed somehow.
It's just what he sees every time he closes his eyes.
I mean, with the way how you're inside me, maybe.
Yeah. None of you age extensively, though.
Hooray!
I can tell. I'm pretty sure if Gesh had kept the 4 though and didn't get to have the 7 for advantage, he'd be in trouble.
We'll we'll wait until Gesh and Riordan make their way back.
So what's the chances Gesh looks older?
He comes back like the wizard, like He looks like Saruman now.
You young whippersnappers.
Tell just saying it true.
Gesh ghost character.
He's still young compared to Roland and
Gesh.
Cyrilla.
Get that ghost template. It's hot.
Anyway, we got a temple.
So we do.
Okay.
It's right up there.
It's,
Nice pillar and everything.
Oh,
Nice
well,
and desecrated and filthy.
quick question just before we dive into this hellhole. How many days were we expecting to wait for our plate armor?
He says likely a week.
Oh damn. Okay.
It is not quick to make.
No. Okay. All right.
Well,
Beyond that,
where?
it would be better if he had those herbs so he could make them impervious to just being disintegrated instantly as soon as you maybe find something nasty in there.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
We'll get there, buddy.
I mean,
Well, I
it's
mean,
your
they're
choice,
not
of
metal,
course.
so they don't normally rust if it's not. Oh, they
Oh,
don't
There's
normally.
which is
We're
good.
talking about disintegration.
There are
That's right.
puddings that disintegrate anything,
It's true.
except like straight up magical stuff.
Yeah.
Well.
I mean, at least in my case, stone leather is not that difficult to replace.
As you go here, you see the floor of this cabin is very well worn. Basically, many feet have walked around this obelisk for a very long time. It is carved from a stalagmite that has sort of seen here. There's to cut it out, very big as it is. Around it, there are many sockets that probably once held beautiful gems.
It looks like a character from Day of the Tentacle.
What?
It's purple tentacle.
Yeah.
Dear God.
It's gonna take over the world.
Anyway,
Well,
You have been given a spell gem and told that once you place this inside, you will have to protect it because the dark things that lurk here will take form from the rock and they will try to take it out of there.
all right, get
If
into
it's out
position.
and they crush it, he can't easily get another one. So
Into position, ladies.
it'll be game over, really.
Gash want to be at the very top of the stairs by himself.
Not really. I don't know where it's safe.
Nowhere is safe because they can come out the stone, which is everyone.
Okay.
It's the beauty of caves.
All right. I blaze of the stone.
Okay.
It feels like a terrible idea.
It's a great idea. Don't question it. When you question things,
Yeah.
you become a weird hyena.
I'll turn you into a were hyena in a minute.
wow.
Sure. And as you do, basically, from the walls and well-worn floor, basically, rock begins to sort of lick itself up, and rise in forms you've seen before, though they seem to not be happy that you have risen them from their slumber, as they as earth
that's you
elementals
guys.
take form
Man.
here, attacking Liam.
Yep.
You guys were ready for something to attack you, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's very fair.
Yep.
It's
That's.
1 hit to 15.
Just a hit.
Liam will shield that. He will not be hit by that because preserving some hit points here seems like a
Flexibility.
fair idea.
Yeah, those are both hits.
2 hits for 24. Rolling.
I'm going to start off by casting Blur on myself.
All right.
Decent choice.
As Roland begins to shift and fade. And otherwise, I don't need to explicitly do anything else right now. I can't hide from these guys. I will stand. I don't know where the enemy's going to come. Here to better protect Gesh, maybe.
All right. Yes.
Well, that's probably more going to come.
Yes, so blast things.
Seems like a reasonable idea. Gash will step like between the two beefy people. As a bonus action, he will hex this guy, targeting strength.
That beefy elf.
Yeah, beefy elf. Meat shield elf. And after that, we'll try to blast this with blasts. Mostly.
Sure.
That's a crit.
All right, those both hit.
Please roll. Was that 3d6 damage? Was it only 2d6?
No, it would be doubled as well, so an extra 3d6. So a total of 17, 30 damage exactly. 8 crit damage is hilarious.
30 damage, eh?
2d10, though.
Good.
Yeah, 8 crit damage on 2d10 plus 4 is not great.
Wow. And that's it.
Move here and attack Roland.
Ha, I knew it.
Miss. Miss. Thank you, Blur.
What does Blur do? Pray tell.
Blur gives the enemy disadvantage on attacking me.
Oh, well, there we go.
It's like a
Not very
permanent
good
dodge.
disadvantage rolls in those. Liam.
Liam will delay until after Jordan.
Sure. Jordan.
Let's see
That
here.
the signal for haste.
Yes. Just need to see where I should step.
Reorder the Swift.
I'll step here, and yes, he will cast haste on Liam. As he finds himself roused. Magic.
Aroused.
Roused, I said.
Oh.
Not aroused.
Oh, also, can I note, by the way, the deliciousness of licorice root.
Yes.
Yes, you may. Licorice is delicious.
And yes, that is what he'll do for now.
Sure. Oh, Liam.
All right.
Hasted, but now with a leg of shield.
Oh no. Let's see here.
It's a menace.
Let's go over here.
All right. It's like a shift.
Let's strike elemental 7, shall we?
Where's the familiars, by the way?
Oh,
Who
that's
knows?
right here.
I've stopped asking that question.
Okay.
That
Dead.
is 17 damage. And 2 hits, so 17 and 19 is what? 30, 36?
Yes. And let's do the haste attack.
Oh, haste attack. That's a
Haste attack. That's a miss.
It's a miss. Cirilla.
Okay. Ow. Man, everything is so spread out. It's just not useful in any way for me. So instead, I'm gonna go on a bit of a different offensive. So first off, I'm gonna use a spell I haven't used in ever. I'm gonna Shield of Faith myself as a bonus action, giving me +2 AC.
Are you faithful?
I am always faithful. And then hopefully harder to hit. No one else is hurt yet, which is just rude. I'll risk it just this once, and we'll instead try and attack the earth elemental next to me with some sacred flame, because this cantrip is just pretty useful. Dex save, he takes 6 damage, which is very shit damage, but oh well. And I'll move a bit closer, keep things spread out. Why not?
Well, rude. Here. Swing at Liam. So 19 damage.
I will shield that as well.
I can spend the thing on you.
No, I'll shield because there's going to be more attacks. So if
Yeah,
that,
sure.
Yeah.
18 for 18.
The
Look
shield-
at those.
the shield-
19 for 19, 18 for 18.
slams into the shield, sparks fly everywhere.
Once again, shield, most valuable spell
Cirilla
ever.
with
Oh, it's
disadvantage.
fantastic.
Missing.
15,
And
16.
missing.
That
That
Was a good use of
disadvantage.
hex.
Oh,
Yeah, apparently our defensive buffs are really useful today.
Yeah.
Rolling.
Roland will 5 step here. Or 5 step, just move up, I suppose. Not over additions anymore. And they'll proceed to hack into this elemental.
Beginning hack.
Mm-hmm.
That hits.
In that case, that's a hit for 29. And an offhand for 10.
Not bad. Gesh. The elemental begins to crumble as it's barraged with blades. And...
Well, Gesh will keep blasting this one.
All right.
Pew pew. 18
Is a
and a
hit.
fumble.
Also, I'm sad because both those attacks, by the way, were an 18 and a 19 I would have crit.
10 damage.
Rounded off
Right.
nicely.
All right.
And that's it.
Sure. This one, well, it'll bring its fist down and rolling again.
Hit
Uh,
early and hit greatly.
okay. Second one I'm gonna try, and we dissuade him from hitting you. 6 is
Oh yes.
Yes.
enough.
Very good.
Yeah, makes it miss. Which means I get hit by the first one. In which case, I will half the damage with my uncanny dodge.
Uh-huh.
Bring it down to 6 damage.
Riordan.
Um.
And I make my concentration. Yay!
Okay, I'm gonna do something a bit different this time, and hopefully it works. Well, you're probably gonna kill that elemental, so. All right. Yes. Reardon is going to cast Vicious Mockery on Earth Elemental 8, and then insult it until it crumbles. And this is
Your
very
mother
sad.
was a pebble.
Yes.
Oh! Wisdom save, you say?
I don't know how wise these are.
Well,
Oh wow, quite wise.
It's smart enough to realise that is a true statement.
Doesn't take any damage.
all right.
That's fine.
It's a nice cantrip, but
It is when it works. Yeah, he's gonna sit right here.
All right. Liam.
Alright, we'll attack 7. If the 7 dies on the first attack, he will move and redirect to it. Hoya!
First attack is a miss. Second attack is a hit for 15.
Yep, does that kill it?
Nope.
Haste attack. Hoya! 20
Yeah, they are pretty beefy dudes.
16
20 hits for 16.
Oh, no cleave time today.
No. And Nyx will assist Roland against Elemental 7, I guess.
okay.
Value. Bet. Two over here.
Hello,
They're
we're
back.
back.
They were out getting a snack together.
We're friends.
Mm-hmm.
Planning to overthrow.
Even
Liam.
if their masters argue, they can be friends.
Oh.
Someday when you
is
all
like
get captured, we'll have an episode of
My
them
dad
trying
won't
to
let
save
me
you.
near you.
Finger Muncher is all like, my master never listens. It's really upsetting.
Oh great! Now I like the idea of one of the familiars
I
also.
wanted him to become perfect in his nothingness, and he refused.
I also like the idea of adding onto that. They brought along Dawnbringer, so they have the intelligent sword with them.
It's hovering nearby.
Yes.
Should be the greatest evil smiting bat ever. Cirilla.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I do want to do. I've got a few decent spells I could use, but I don't know. I'm out of my comfort zone. I'm used to things like really getting all squished in together. That's where I really shine.
It's true. Now you shine by not dying.
Yeah, it's true. So instead, I think I'm just gonna get a bit more A bit more damage on the field. There's no way is this all that this horrible temple can give. So I'm gonna bring out Simi. A bit.
What's the other spell you cast, Shield of Faith, that's not a concentration?
Spiritual weapon is not concentration. Alright.
What? Are you sure?
What? Really?
Yep.
It has disappeared before because it was concentration, right?
Thought that as
Spiritual,
well, but
spiritual
I
weapon has a
just-
duration of 1 minute. Nothing states concentration.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
That's great.
Interesting.
So I was just double checking that because yeah.
Awesome.
Our biggest trouble in the past is trying to cast it on the same turn as you cast another spell.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things. Okay, I crit.
Wow, that's not bad out of the gate.
7!
Attack. But I need to roll
Alright.
again because I guess it doesn't do crit damage. Don't know if it can, but whatever. So that would be another. Is it just the dice roll again? I can't even remember.
Yes, it'd be the base damage dice.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You have a macro for that, don't you?
Yeah. That includes my +6.
Ah, okay.
So piddly 16, but you know.
Hey, it's basically free damage.
It is exactly that. And then I get to use my standard action to use.
Iron Mace.
No, I'm gonna use Sacred Flame because it's pretty decent
Yes,
It's-
all the radiant.
against
I do
these
like the
big
idea-
guys. It's quite.
I do like the idea of the slimy mace, though.
They're not very dexterous. This is good.
Yeah, Dex is not large creatures, strong suit. So, yeah, that's me.
Alright.
So you wait, about 3 of them are going to come out right behind me.
Punch Gesh
I'll be ready.
Yes.
Oh no! Don't do that.
and Gesh.
Oh, good grief!
Oh no!
The first, yeah, that's... I can't help you there, buddy.
No.
No.
Don't worry, Gesh has more
27.
hit points. I mean, Gesh has more maximum hit points than me, so he's fine.
Well,
guess-
the problem is lack of
Oh shit!
concentration.
Dex is gone.
Yeah.
Now it'll smack at Cirilla without disadvantage.
No. Just hits. Misses.
The first one, I'm gonna... wait, no, I've already...
You
used my
only need
action.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Okay. All right. That's a shame.
I think I have at least. Did I?
I don't
Because you
think
don't
you
need
have-
to hit a
No,
one.
I used it last, actually.
Yeah, you haven't used it since your initiative last came out.
Oh,
Oh,
yes. I
you
would-
physically can't fail it. You just need to press the
Yeah.
button.
I'll just use it.
Just need to press the
So
button.
yeah, Cirilla's protected.
Yeah.
Yes.
One.
Reset my let's go ahead and reset my reaction. And then go back up for resetting reaction.
You do it a
I
lot.
should do that. I explain reactions. I'll proceed to continue my assault on this elemental. I have advantage on my first attack.
Yes. Kill it.
20
20 hits.
for 24.
Hey.
Crumbles.
I will then suddenly slingshot over to here and offhand attack for 10.
Clunk.
Watch now's when they decide to just pawn them over there.
Sure.
Yep.
As one crumbles, another appears.
Oh, hi.
So it smacks Riordan.
No, don't, no, ow. Don't do
Reorder.
that. Ah, okay, that's 27.
That's a lot of
Well,
damage.
Guess I know where I'm
Use
going.
up his concentration.
I mean, you got a good use for reaction, it turns out.
Ho ho ho.
So you keep it.
Wow. That was...
By the way, if you get hit twice, you should
take
apply the
concentration
damage
saves.
twice
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
to
So
make sure
roll
that you
another.
roll 2 concentration
Sure.
saves.
Well, I mean, I can just roll a d20 now, I suppose.
Yep.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, but you
Straight
beat like
up.
a very high DC when you took the damage, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
but
but
apparently I
you
get
roll
twice,
one
so
per
I guess I have
instance.
to roll twice.
Yeah. The more, if you get hit twice, you have to take concentration twice. Sadly.
It's fine.
Gesh.
I've got another spell to use, but I don't know which one. All my spells are bad.
Mire the Mind was good last time.
Did we have a last rest? A short,
Yeah,
long rest?
I had a long rest, yeah.
Okay, then yeah. Let's see. How much is that? That is a 40-foot cube. And yeah, I actually looked at the rules last time, and I basically designate a spot inside the cube as the origin, and then everything has to be in line of sight from that.
Line of sight, okay.
Yeah, a 40-foot cube is that 40 foot is a lot, isn't
I
it?
mean, you can basically cover. You can cover the entire.
You can
battle.
cover the entire. Yeah,
I-
it's
I-
gonna hit it.
I target all the elementals and not us.
Thanks, that's
Alright.
good.
There is wisdom saves.
Yep, DC 15 wisdom save.
You could alter their perception of time.
Ooh.
That's a success.
They're pretty
Right.
wise, apparently.
2 fails.
Give them an orange.
You have a 66% success rate.
As they are
Of course.
slowed down.
Because the important one, the one currently targeting Gesh, wasn't affected, so this spell might not last long.
Let's see what I can do to take attention.
Also, I'm going to click Hex here, just so I have something on concentration running.
Yep.
There you go. So I know when it stops. But yeah, that's about it.
Dark, you get sneak attack on opportunity attacks, right? Or
Yes,
do you-
I do.
Okay.
As I found out in the rules.
Let us. Since this guy can't take reaction, I'm gonna walk away from it. Before I do, though, I'm gonna attempt to Dissonant Whispers Earth Elemental 5 as a level. Well, I just need him to run away. Level 1.
The other elementals are talking about you behind your back.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
That's impressive.
Wow.
Right. Okay. Well.
That plan didn't work.
Can I?
Take 6 damage though.
Yes.
You're still in range.
They can't take reactions at least. So
True. Can I get down here?
It
Maybe.
seems to mostly just go for whoever's closest.
All right. Well, hide away in the corner here. I already cast this spell, so okay. Hide in the corner.
Well, he will insert himself here, draw attention away from Gesh, and he will attack Elemental 8.
Swing
Wow.
that deadly blade of his for a hit and a miss.
Yep.
That is 13. Chunk.
That's sort of it. Nix will
Sword of it.
help out over here.
Lady Cirilla.
Alright, thankfully they can't take reactions. I'm gonna take the most out of that.
oh, you're going to swap sides.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
I mean,
Earth Elemental.
the Earth Elemental's pretty fucked, honestly. So I'm going to heal Gesh when I can find my Cure Wounds button. There it is. Actually, I have my
It would heal you as well, wouldn't it?
It would. Yeah. Now I'm gonna Cure Wounds. Gesh, you're cool. 2. Yeah, 2.
It's even that much sound ability, I think. So
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but this helps me as well. So I guess you can have 12.
12. I'll take 12.
I'll take 4. And then my bonus action to tell Simi to carry on doing her thing. Which is this button. That's a 19, which is a shame.
18 damage.
For massive amounts of damage. That's almost max damage. 1 off of max.
We'll accept Liam stepping forward. Swinging at him.
A new challenger has emerged.
For a nope and a yes.
Okay.
I can't remember, does slow affect hit bonus or just their
No, that's
It's
not.
just dexterity and
Okay.
their reaction.
We'll swing at Liam. No, Roland. Nice. And hit.
1 second.
11 damage.
Regardless of the creature's abilities, it can't take more than 1 melee attack or range attack during its turn.
Nope, certainly
That's
can't.
what he did. He did 1 attack.
Took 1.
Let's see, and so which attack will against me?
Elemental.
The 15
Elemental
for
5.
11 damage.
That certainly just barely hits. Which,
If you want to save your concentration, I can.
I mean, I might keep my concentration, might.
50-50.
Pretty much just 50-50, so... Oh, I'm going to dodge to half the damage.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to have initiative anyway, I might as well.
Yeah.
And Blur shuts down.
Right, well, it's your turn.
Kill him.
Reset reaction. And swing O Blade of Doom. I have Nick's helping.
For a miss. Oh, that's a hit, definitely. Advantage. Crit, in fact.
Yes.
13, 28. That is then 34. Which breaks the elemental, shattering its slow, rocky body.
You know, this time I'm not going to move because I have a feeling I was going to just come over here.
This one will swing at Cyrilla. For a crit for 26.
Ow. Alright.
That's bad.
I'll, guess I'll have to take that. Ow.
Gosh. As it cannot finish her off because it is slow.
It's so slow. Guess we'll shoot this one.
Alright.
Although, all things considered, I will not only have disadvantage, because I'm also being threatened by this one. I guess it doesn't have soft cover, so I only have disadvantage.
Yeah.
For 9 and 12.
Those both miss.
At least the disadvantage didn't matter.
That's the best thing about bad dice rolls.
Yep.
There's another one. Forms.
Comes
New sword.
straight to Simi.
Attacks Roland.
I expected this.
For 12 and 14.
I will
Big mean rock fists of the corrupted earth.
I will half the latter
Smashing
one's
down.
I will half the latter one's damage to 7.
They do not want to be controlled. They don't want to be shaven into benches and stools and chairs and whatnot. That's not what rock is for. To them, rock is for this.
Oof.
Yeah. Jordan.
Okay. Yeah, Cyrilla took a very big hit there. Let's see. How far can I move? 20. 20. Is 20 enough?
20 is enough to reach Cyrilla if that's what you want.
Yes, that is what I'd like to do. So come here and cure wounds. 3.
Thank you very much.
Need you alive. The most healing, so. And yeah, he's gonna sit here. Hopefully he doesn't get hit. I don't think he will, because Trilla's in front of him, so.
Well, keep hacking away at this thing.
Certainly
Hacking
what
and
he's
whacking
best
and smacking.
That is a hit and a miss.
Yep.
Hit for 12. Yeah. Sometimes Liam does great damage, sometimes not so much.
He has a big range. He can't power attack these reliably as well. That's
They are
one of
hard
the
to
big
hit.
problems, yeah. I guess I'll action surge here and attack again for some more
Alright.
damage. Why not? I need some damage to come in here. Oh yeah! Miss, maybe, and a crit. That's something.
A miss and a crit for a
40.
33 plus 14,
Yeah,
which is
47.
47.
Yeah.
That's more like what we know him.
Mm-hmm.
As he
D20.
cuts into the
Could've set
elemental.
off.
Like, yeah,
Yes.
let's see if he loses an arm.
Nope.
Oh. Close.
Yeah. Cirilla.
Okay. Starting to get kind of sucky, so I'll use that. I'll give 12 to Riordan, 12 to Roland, and 11 to me.
Thank you.
Right, so that was my standard action. My bonus action will be to tell Simi to keep on whacking. And probably miss. Yep. That's fine. Yeah, she'll stay here. She'll just float down here a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Right, well, this one will lay into Liam as he does to it. Oh, more so than I expected. Critting him, and then hitting him again.
I don't like these.
Brutal strikes as the power of the obelisk begins to tame the earth around it. They struggle to be free and mad still.
Not great.
It's a lot of
Roland.
damage.
The barrage continues as the pillar pulses, not yet having spent its power.
Alright, this sucks. Liam's really not doing too good over there.
I can sort him out.
I'm technically not in. Would I have disadvantage on range attacks right now?
Yes.
Okay.
You're engaged by that thing.
Good to know. Well, I might as well. I have nips around, so I might as well keep attacking the elemental right in front of my face.
Mm-hmm.
Or the newcomer to the battlefield.
Yeah. Angry, having come from some distance, trying to get here in
I'll be here
time
underneath
to
me.
stop you from doing what you're doing.
That is terrible,
It certainly isn't great.
and that is also
All right, lots of twos there. Get out of your system.
that is a lot of twos on this round.
Yeah, it's...
Not much you can do with that, really. A slow one, bringing its fist down upon Cirilla. Look at these rolls. If I only had these rolls when I was a player, I would never lose. Yeah, punching her for a bit of damage. Also concentrating a spiritual weapon. I guess that's the armor of faith instead.
Yeah, Shield of Faith. Yeah, so I think the macro is wrong. Where...
Maybe. Gesh.
Weird.
Well, Gesh will blast the injured one. For... Wow, okay. Sure.
Our rolls are...
Those
not
both
so good.
miss.
I figured as much.
Let's see if the elemental can do you better upon Roland's back. For 2 hits.
The 14. I'm gonna try.
It's up to you.
Yep, might as well. Nope.
Nope. Well, in which case I'll half the damage of the second one. Where's my reaction? Go up.
More
Come
people
up.
should have uncanny dodge. It's a very good ability.
It's 6 plus 7.
Reorden?
Okay.
The pressure of rock coming in upon you is stronger. You could still just abandon it, letting the crystal be smashed. It's not your god.
No, but we're not too badly gone yet. Let me see here. All right. Raiden's gonna hex. Which one is the question?
You have the dark power given to you.
Yes. It's gonna hex Earth Elemental 6, targeting strength. And then he is going to engage with this, so I can't really target someone else. He's gonna blast it.
All right.
As well. So let me just pop the hex first. And
It's the easiest one to hit due to the slowness.
yes. Casting Eldritch Blast will cancel concentration on hex. What?
It says that, but it doesn't. I don't know why.
That's weird. Oh my gosh.
We can't make that hex pointless, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at those
Also,
rolls,
these
though.
rolls. What is going on?
No, that will not
Eldritch
hit.
Blast is.
Oh, sorry.
shitty
I
today.
forgot to use my macro doesn't work because I don't have a stat attached to this.
Your real.
So what would those really be?
I don't know what it's missing.
Well, it's not using any modifier right now.
No, so it would be your proficiency plus your stat.
So that'd be plus 6.
So a 17 and a 13.
Well, I think he's still adding his proficiency. I think he's just not adding any of his ability scores in. So
All right, then just a plus 3 then. So 14 and
Then they will both miss.
Yeah. Okay.
Even the slowed elemental, still strong enough to withstand it.
it's annoying.
Well, Liam will second wind. Get some hit points back, and then he'll lay into the elemental here. See if he can do some damage. Hack. 19 damage on the first attack.
19 damage on the first attack. Clank.
And
And
15.
the second one hits for 15. Smack.
Very
Doesn't
lucky.
kill him.
Barely standing. Raises its fist once more. Cirilla.
Alright, well, I'm gonna hope that Simi can do something.
Go Simi.
I'm hoping
It's a
Simi
force blade. You know.
finish it off.
That is
13.
one hit.
Alright.
It's only one roll. It's only one attack. It's just for advantage or disadvantage. So it was a 13.
Okay. Well, then, I suppose it does.
But which one is the main one then?
The first one.
The first one.
It's always the first one, and then if it's...
Right.
Yeah.
What does she do?
Man. Some people are real dying, and it's not great.
The dying is real.
I can't just bail over here.
I will survive one round. No matter what, I think.
Alright,
It won't hit Kyron.
Kyron.
I won't. I'll take your word for it. So,
if he double crits me, then I'm in trouble. But
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much you can do against a double crit, really.
I hope he won't.
I'm gonna give 20 to Roland, 10 to me, and then 5 to Liam.
Oh boy.
It's enough.
I almost hit 20 damage.
Oh boy.
Look at all those people. No one's red, except for the elemental.
Good.
Just wait until next turn.
I was aiming for around 35 each. I can't do anything else, so no.
Alright. Well, it'll continue doing what it's doing, laying into Liam.
Why?
Puny
Oh,
crit,
heavens.
nonetheless.
I will shield the first one so that misses at least. Defense.
Man.
Wasn't
As,
too bad,
as we watch your first level spells melt into the earth.
Yeah.
They're very good, all of them. If they were heals, they'd still be very good heals.
I mean,
the
I'm
amount of damage they
negating
prevent.
14 hit points
Yeah.
loss here, so it's
It's not bad for a first level spell.
very helpful.
Rolling.
I use my new toggle reaction macro. There we go. Make my life easier. And I guess I'm going to try murderizing the elemental here.
Yeah, I hear that.
21.
21 hits.
Which case that deal 26 on the first blow.
Wow.
And the offhand is for 7.
Certainly hits as well. Slicing into the rock. But you're not the happiest sword fighting rock elementals, but he supposes they're sort of evil, so. I mean, they're at least not nice.
They're basically terrorizing a town here.
Yeah, they're not nice people.
Yeah.
No.
And he's made of light. I mean, it's not as bad as it could be.
Please don't crit. Please don't crit.
Rock will attack with disadvantage
Yes.
on Cirilla.
And only one attack.
Oh,
still doesn't
24
matter.
for 60.
why?
I mean, you said don't crit. He didn't
Doesn't
crit.
crit, no. I'll take
True.
it.
My God.
Oh,
This is terrible.
it's fine. I can
Yes, the
stay
cannon,
alive.
can you help?
Gesh can help this Earth Elemental by killing it, maybe. 22.
What, you're gonna say killing us?
22 hits. For 7.
7.
As he turns that sacrificial dagger he still has and stabs Cirilla in the spine.
I do have one, in fact.
I know.
It's time to curry favor with the Earth
I
Elemental.
remember you had one. Then you lost one. Then you gained one.
Also,
else,
Finger Muncher will assist Liam.
Thank you.
I like how the familiars are everything aiding the opposite person.
So we'll lay into Roland. For 15.
I do not approve.
And a miss.
I will half the damage of the first attack and
Dodge for your life.
pretty much. That's Roland's entire battle strategy is just dodge, dodge, dodge.
Dodge and leave. Riordan.
Okay.
I spent a
Well,
lot of tumbling around by Roland.
yeah, yes. I don't have any. No, stop dying.
I'll be fine. Blast things. I
You
can
sure?
get myself back up. Yeah, I'll be
Alright.
fine. Don't worry.
She's performing the role of tank.
If that elemental 8 can die, we will be grand.
All right, fine. Let me try something then. Sure. Wisdom is so good though. I need my spells that just do direct damage, but I'll just cast Dissonant Whispers on 8. Maybe he'll fail to save eventually. Oh, there. Okay.
Hallelujah.
15, and Liam gets to. Oh, he's dead. Oh, there we
Yes.
go. That's great.
Hooray!
That side seemingly safe from elementals as it pulses again.
Well, I know where I'm going. Well, I can't though, but I would if I could.
Oh, you can.
No, he can't take
Oh,
reactions.
you don't.
actually.
You're safe to move.
Yes.
Seemingly, so now 10
Seemingly
will
safe.
show up.
So 3 of them are going to appear now, but that's fine.
Nebulette suddenly appears instead. She only said it's safe from elementals.
A magma dragon, infuriated by the racket, burrows up. Well, Liam will step
What?
over here.
I remember
You
that
what?
Magman dragon.
Oi! Trying to sleep.
I'd like to note the rogue is somehow solo tanking.
Yes.
Hey, he has a bat.
With consistent healing.
I did say
It's
I'm
a
perfect.
constant mercy stream of healing.
It's not
Let's
the kind of
attack this
tanking you
dude.
really want to do, right? Like
Wah!
No.
stabbed over and
You're
over.
tanking by just,
A miss and a hit.
Hooray! 16
16
damage.
I'm tanking with uncanny dodge.
damage is always
Seems,
good.
as the last of the elemental pulls themselves up, the last one who will not allow you to continue this
More slow,
madness.
Gash, please.
The crystal pulsing up there.
I did more slow.
As it
I
brings down a
can't.
fist on Gesh,
Oh,
and for miss, and on Cirilla. For
Oh.
miss,
Hallelujah.
as Cirilla.
Wow, yes.
Sweet Jesus. Alright.
Jesus.
Hey, guess what?
Guess what?
They're all bunched up right now.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I can take a long rest after this shit. So, fuck
You
them.
think?
I fucking hope. Because otherwise everything terrible is gonna happen to everyone. Actually, no, I need to heal. I can't
You
do
do need
that.
to heal.
'Cause I need
You do need to heal.
You do.
If you fall, we have a bigger problem.
Yeah, alright. Fuck it. God damn.
Got two guys wailing on you now.
I'll heal myself with
It's
a
like your
big
college days.
with a big heal.
Only two? Oh,
Some rock.
It's only the first day.
She'll remember this. Sure remember all of this.
This was opening ceremony.
Yeah.
Oh!
I'll remember this for later. And Simi can come and whack on things as well. 14?
14 does not hit.
Damn. Alright.
Alright. Rolling.
Duck and tumble, duck and tumble, duck and tumble.
yes.
Dodge and
Yeah,
weave,
it's-
dodge and weave.
Dodging, swinging.
I mean, even with disadvantage, he's somehow hitting. It's
He was,
crazy.
it's true. Anyway, I will proceed to continue trying to murder elementals.
Yes.
That is well, no, it's 23 because I have next.
You do. That hits.
That is 29 damage
Blam.
and an offhand, which is 15 to hit.
15 misses.
Because it just scrapes against the middle, then forced to bounce.
Yeah.
Scrape against the dirt, then forced to bounce off.
This one swings its hand down upon Cyrilla with disadvantage. 15 misses.
Oh,
Gesh.
it's paying for itself.
Gesh will shoot at this one.
Right, am I finally getting fired?
That is a hit for 8.
Okay.
So it is bloodied.
Hmm.
It will continue swinging upon Roland. 15 and a miss.
I will half the damage.
Yep.
You know how this song dance.
Yes.
Riordan can react. Standing there, perhaps feeling a little bit safe as no more events seem to creep out of him.
Well, everyone else isn't safe, and that's not good. Let's see here.
Use your bardic powers.
I'm all spent. Well,
It's like the song that ends the world.
I feel like my out.
Play an exceptionally sad tune.
Yes, yes. I think I might throw a fireball here. I know it's not that effective, but
The sad tune of Fireball.
yeah, the sad tune of fireball in, your face.
How big was a fireball again?
I think it was 20.
You can hit everyone.
I mean, I don't want to hit everyone.
You could also aim one there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Yeah, so I will aim one there.
Scorching Cyrilla's eyebrows.
This
Yes.
guy has a -2 to it.
Yes.
He's slow. So he fails, and the other guy is not very good.
28 damage
They
all
both
around.
fail.
He just doesn't move at all. He's like,
They're not very fast.
oh, that's good.
There's no movement at all. He's just moo.
Oh, I thought they had resistance to it. Okay, I should have
both
done this
get blasted
earlier.
with fire. No, they can burn.
Oh,
I'm just not using my fire spells because tanking right now is more
It's like
important.
when you burn like a not well prepared like clay thing. It just like cracks all over.
yeah, okay. Well, I've got
Little air pockets in the rock superheats and explode.
3 more of those.
Rain of fire.
Yes.
Liam.
Well, I'm gonna try to draw some fire by moving here,
Uh-huh.
but not that type of fire.
Then proceed to get squashed.
Will I be in the way here for the fireballs if you want to do more? Probably.
I mean, if you didn't have fireball, you would be in the way.
No, I'll be able to do it. If you dropped it down one, yeah, it should be fine. You'd get the bottom right corner of this guy and the bottom 2 corners. Yeah, it'd be fine.
That's true. You could do. That's true. We could do.
Yeah, it'd be fine. Don't worry about it.
All right, wonderful.
My
Liam, knowing
experience is being
all of
riffed.
the tactics and
The
explosion
halfling will
range of
catch the
fireballs.
fireball.
Yeah, he has seen the
I'm
fireballs.
just saying, like everyone in this group but Cerullo's trained in Arcana, so you know.
Where are we putting in the damage currently? Is it 6 or 9?
Well, 6 is hex, so maybe 9.
Yeah, 6 is less dangerous. So
Yeah.
Yes,
He's
alright,
much
sure.
less dangerous. Having one attack that's disadvantaged is
Let's go for 9 then.
the best thing he's got.
Oh, yeah. 1 hit for 20,
20. That's good for one hit.
I guess.
Laying into him.
it also helps make also slightly lowers the chance of me having danger
Well,
behind.
he'll respond to that. Well, a slam on Liam.
Miss.
One against Cyrilla.
Miss.
Just a hit.
Just
Nice.
a hit.
Oh, you haven't got the
If
scale.
if I had my plate, I would be
Cyrilla.
fine.
Scale is 250 gold.
Yeah, but they don't. It's fine. I'm getting plate, man.
Plate man.
Plate man. No. God damn it. Alright, fuck. These guys just suck.
Big people.
They just suck. I got so much to do to heal. We're both at the same amount, so you know what? I'll just do some pick-me-up work. I'll cast this on. Oh, actually, how's Roland do? Shit. Ooh, not great.
I mean, on the other hand, I half damage on every attack. On the other hand, if they get lucky,
yeah. Okay, I'll do this for Roland.
I mean, you have 2 elementals on your side, so
Yeah, but
you do gain 4 hit points, I suppose, yourself.
yeah, that's part of the reason. And if we can get yours down, then I won't have to worry about all of this shit.
It's true.
So that was a bonus. I'll convert my standard into a bonus so that Simi can come and do things.
Aren't you a good sword?
Yeah. She's gonna go over here. She can only move 25. But that's useful. And 26. I think that's a crit, actually. Yeah.
Can
that is a
confirm
crit.
that is a critical. Please roll damage dice.
So 21.
That gets for you.
Yes.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright. Standard bonus. I won't move.
Rolling.
12 reaction. And I will proceed to bring down a blade again.
You can do it. Kill the monster.
24.
24 hits.
24 for 25.
Please kill it. Please kill it. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
It is very
Oh,
close.
so sturdy. Why?
Crit.
Oh, offhand attack for 12.
Yes.
12.
Yeah.
Yay.
Just
Fuck.
crack and break it.
The revenge of the crits.
Shattering the thing.
And then I will proceed to shift myself over to here.
In the line of
This
fire
one
once
will
again.
let Its one hand go against Liam for 17.
Shield.
Actually, yeah. He's shielded. Alright. Gesh.
Gash will shuffle over here and then blast this guy.
Sounds good.
12 and 15.
None of those hit.
Your attack rolls could really do us some effort, but
I'm putting in all the effort I have.
Alright. Fireball again in the same place. This time though I'm gonna up the damage hopefully. And I get a bad roll. So I don't know. Okay.
Well, let's take a look.
-2 on one of them.
And with a -2, that is just a pass.
Still makes it.
Alright.
One take half.
One takes full.
And one takes. the rock splinters, more of them. Liam, sandwiched.
Hack at that's what he likes.
That's what I hear.
Hack at 9. Wow. 24 for 18. And 15 misses, I believe.
It will
Not if you
return
believe.
with a swing of its own.
Shield is just.
Man.
Just gone.
No, yeah, it's gone. So that will hit.
And then against Cyrilla,
That misses.
and miss. Cyrilla.
Alright, I'll start accepting some misses going around. I will heal Liam for his bravery.
Yay.
As a reward for your bravery, I shall bless you with life.
Yeah, I'll do that thing.
Just like the Lady of the Lake.
15.
4
My
hit
sword.
points. Hooray!
You get 4. I get 4. You get 15.
Yay.
Treat yourself.
Buy something nice.
Yeah. Peasant. Filthy.
Something,
Don't spend them all
something
at
silk.
17 for 12.
Yep, that hits.
That's on 9. And that's me.
I will proceed to hack in with advantage again. Also, I didn't use my action last turn. It's a miracle!
My God.
20
20 hits.
for 29.
It crumbles under the barrage. So many stabs and cuts and
Shift over here to join the line.
Yeah.
Stab for 7 damage.
he'll smack at you. For 17.
17's a hit, but it's going to have this unfortunate thing.
Well, half of 17 damage then. That's all I can do. Gosh.
Effective tanking.
Gesh will do what Warlocks do and press this one button a whole lot. 23.
Yep, that hits.
14.
I mean, your damage
13
is.
even.
I mean, when you actually hit, your damage isn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright,
No.
blast away. 27 hits, so D6 onto that. 13?
Yep.
Oh, die already.
Liam.
Well, let's see if I can kill it.
Be great.
Maybe. 18 damage, and then
18.
that's a 16 hit.
It does.
Alright,
It is
20 more
slow.
damage.
20 more damage. Will kill it.
Yay!
As it too crumbles. No more resistance able to be mustered against the realignment of the shrine. As the crystal on top of it sort of pulses once more. And just a peace falls over it. The stone that has been ripped and rubbled, torn apart, begins to smooth and grow peaceful. The walls where these things came from mend themselves in front of your very eyes. And in some way you feel blessed, perhaps? Not something you expected when doing this task, more doing it for pragmatic reasons, but yeah. You can almost hear the rocks speak, thanking you for your actions. Sort of in you can hear it, but not with words. It's more of a feeling, a tremor, perhaps.
An earthquake!
The place is hallowed.
Wonderful.
Well, isn't that nice?
Let's go home and take a nap. Ugh.
Yay.
And this up here, is that where we would get to the Pudding King?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go!
Oh,
I go over and grab Yordam by the collar and just drag him.
Yeah.
Perfectly good idea,
Where
guys,
you
right?
feel the divine attention upon you.
Okay.
And is somewhere a god that is not your own, perhaps, looks down.
Yeah, we head back to the tavern. Also reporting to a sour face McMuffin, or whatever he's called.
I like that name. You should
Like-
definitely call him that.
and be like, hey,
Sourface McMuffin. We've done it.
Shrine is clean.
You just head back immediately.
Yeah,
I
no
mean,
reason to stay around.
oh, we
even
could
say
do
anything.
the usual
Thumbs up.
adventurer. Let's take a look around, right?
I mean,
Yes.
It's only right.
I
sure.
don't think there's much here to see.
I mean, is there fantastic loot or
How
gems
much time
laying
do you
around?
want to spend searching about?
I mean, there are ghosts around.
A short rest with.
There's
Short
ghosts
rest.
around. Do you really want to be turned
Sure.
into...
Short rest
Again.
works for me as well.
All right, I'm gonna take a short rest.
All right.
I guess I'll spend a single hit dice worth.
Let us look around.
I will also spend a hit dice.
What are you looking for exactly?
Valuables.
There's this nice gem in the
Hmm.
Remember, that
very
might
nice,
feel
nice
like
gem in the obelisk. However, beyond that, you see nothing really of value, as like monetary value at least. The peace, however, is somewhat nice and calming. You feel like at least you're somewhat safe in this place, and it also, as I said before, seems like you have the attention of the divine for a moment. A faint light glimmering around the obelisk. A direct line to someone who might listen to whatever you have to ask for or say.
roll and
What
shift.
do you ask of a god?
I mean, this is not Liam's territory.
Roll-
That's
Roland shifts over and kind of nudges Lady Thriller slightly for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Poke, poke.
Well, the old man.
curses, lifting of certain curses, Rilla.
Hey, I don't have to be the one to ask. They're here to listen to all of us.
You know, you're the one most attuned to the divine, sir.
But maybe you're asking for the boon, so maybe you should, whatever, you know.
Cyrilla nods and says, I'll ask, but I feel the person that needs the help should ask the question, regardless of religious attunement.
Silence must fall when the question is asked.
I think that this is a question you should ask.
Roland frowns a little. Oh, nods. As Roland approaches the obelisk.
Sure. You can hear the almost the faint chanting of ancient priests and the sound of stone being worked, shaped, and formed into beautiful things. It feels, a sense that anything is possible, that everything around him is just a malleable material that can be turned to his protection, his strength, whatever in the world him or his people might need. The earth can provide.
Roland pauses for a few moments, a hand almost reaching out to touch the obelisk and pausing. Not entirely sure what is the right thing for these earthen gods. This ancient stone. As Roland will, though quietly, and almost under his breath in a sense, but still directed towards the pillar, reach out a prayer. Those who watch over this place, though I do not know much of you, and nor am I one of your faithful, I do hope that you at least listen to this. I have been besieged with a curse that I cannot be rid of, a curse of a demon that has marked me. If you can, or if you know a way, I beseech you for any aid you can provide in lifting this foul curse from me.
As you make this request, you feel an echo almost, as is a chisel hammering into a block of marble, the marble cracking, making a sound of a breach. As you see, perhaps to yourself, your own sort of your own were form, stalking around as it does at the very corner of your vision, seemingly worried, looking around itself, looking upon the earth that surrounds you. A voice echoes through the room, from the obelisk, seemingly, or from the walls and from the ground and the ceiling, from all the rock around you, even the heaps of dead elementals. If this is the blessing you would ask for in return for restoring my temple, it shall be granted to you. You have done a great service to the divine, something that was thought not to be done. As an avatar of Caladuran himself, I can do this for you. I will, however, not have your blessing lie upon the hands of your companions, who also aided in this restoration. What would you ask of Smooth Hands? The voice sort of soothing and soft, yet full of power and potential in a way that reminds you a little bit of the time when you saw Demogorgon and heard his gackled, monstrous voice tear through the air while he slaughtered the Koatoa.
I didn't remember such. I was unconscious.
Well,
Some of us remember vividly.
I, for one, could ask for many things, but if you could first restore a companion of mine, that would be appreciated.
Guess we'll back up the request for cleansing then.
Yes.
Alright.
So, like, are we getting a request each, or is it a vote?
You can seemingly make a request each, though mental cleansing is something all of you might have some use for.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Roden would very much like that as well.
I'm cursed and I have many layers of madness, so
Many layers of madness.
I'd like 3 madness. This is bad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, Liam wouldn't request such a thing because he's perfect.
Of course.
There's nothing wrong with him. But maybe that madness itself, like, shines forth, you know, as he wouldn't request it, and maybe Smooth Hands would
I
see
need
it.
no help from God. Ha!
Exactly.
I laugh upon your name. And she spits up on the.
You get doubly cursed now.
Yeah.
Great.
So many I take all your madnesses I get now.
So basically, is anyone not who doesn't want to be both as a player and a character on the receiving end of the cleansing blessing?
Well, I'm debating because I'm pretty sure that Gesh couldn't give two shits about his own madnesses.
I mean, you know, that's one thing, but you also do have a plant baby growing in your head.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's sort of an
The
issue.
palm baby might be a tempting enough offer for you.
I
But
think
you know,
most
I'm
of us
not
do.
here to make your choice. You can make it live with
I
it.
totally forgot
You
about
can
the
have your
plant
head
baby.
burst if you want. That's fine.
Have like a brain spirit detox is not the best, or like the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah.
And plus, this means we get to avoid the mind flayers.
Yes.
I want to meet the Mind Flayers, though.
We,
No, you don't.
we don't want to walk into their own. We don't want to walk into their prison.
I mean, you can go to the mind flayer yourself.
Look, we can go outside and take a picture.
Maybe I will.
Okay, is that good enough?
Do so at least when you're sane enough.
Buy something from the gift shop.
Yeah. 99 problems and a mind flare is one.
Oh, I totally forgot about the whole thing with the...
Now, having the ritual of cleansing, allow Kelador and Smoothhands to remove all the madness afflictions, if you will, meaning spores, meaning like lycanthropy, whatever other hidden things there might be going on that advance our track. It would reset your most recent madness tracker, and it would remove a permanent madness of your choice.
I mean, that's useful because I only have one permanent.
That's
madness.
pretty massive, which just makes me question what other great things we could ask
That's
for.
the thing. I really wish.
Gold!
It's more that the issue is what to ask rather than like.
Well, Manakai, I have
A magical full plate, please.
man, almost a mechanical question, but what would Cyrilla know about how she would even consider going about removing this whole, thing in the head that slowly makes your brain pop?
Not really. I mean,
No?
I think you even rolled a religion for it in times past too.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? Maybe like druid people, maybe plant people would know. I mean, currently it seems like you don't have constant headaches, as you know, Sareth began having. However, you can certainly feel the slight distraction. She will guess that probably this is some sort of current, like a parasite, living in the brain, growing upon the brain, capable. Basically, your brain might be in intense pain, but at the same time, the parasite is capable of like being a painkiller.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you do
Brain
not
doesn't have
notice
nerves,
it
though, so you
there
don't
unless
know
you
anyway.
notice.
Well,
It's a silent killer.
yeah. Because if it was
But
a case
I mean, if
like-
it doesn't notice itself, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe you'll find a way to get rid of it before it terminates.
well, that's the thing.
Terminates
Like, if
you.
it was like a greater restoration thing, then I mean, I could get to that.
Like lycanthropy, it is a madness induced affliction, a sort of a split personality of a demon that is taken nest inside you.
Yeah, let's get rid of that, I think.
But,
That's just clean slate,
who
you
knows,
know.
maybe you want to embrace it, but nobody's really gone that direction.
Oh,
Bit of a shame, but sure. Oh, yeah.
once I get
I
a
mean-
madness that directly correlates, no.
I feel like there's some sort of like what's it called? Some sort of saying of having like too many fingers and too many pots. Gash is sort of already committed to something.
Yeah, I mean, could it hurt though?
I mean, it'd be
Receive
very
paychecks for
awkward.
everyone.
Very awkward.
It would be difficult.
As someone looks around and says, "So who's not going to force the demon lords out of their mind?"
Who's crazy?
The other character's like, I am. I don't.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, if that's what everyone wants, sure. Then you will be told simply place your hands upon the obelisk, and you shall
Okay.
be cleansed.
All right.
Roland,
Sounds good.
who already had his hand right beside it, just kind of takes an extra step forward.
I mean, Liam doesn't. He's not mad or anything. That'd be really weird. But he's a little bit dusty, after the fight. So sure,
Reardon's like poking him.
God is
back.
worthy to dust him off. So that'll be fine. It's just sure. I could clean up his armor.
And then immediately that ego disappears.
Mhm.
Oh, I'd love the revelation.
Oh my
I'm
god,
not
I'm such a
perfect.
dick.
I can't be a complete dick.
my god. Yeah. All right. I will. You will be cleansed. Your most recent madness tracker will be reset. Which is really, really good for Halldamir.
So, Maniko,
Because my
Hey
God.
man, I've only got
You've got very few
one
madnesses.
permanent madness.
So Rowan is not stuck up anyway.
I am
Um,
perfect
yeah.
now.
all the spores will begin to disappear, and for a moment there, you will just feel intense pain as you feel the many roots that at this point have grown into the folds of your brain suddenly unable to dull the pain that they've been causing this entire time. For a moment, your brain is sort of allowed to do what it normally would, which is scream what, it's currently being eaten by something that's slowly replacing it. Beyond that, at this point, you've all reached, except for Liam, he was never infected by it. But everyone else, at this point, you have incurred permanent brain damage from it, as parts of your brains have been replaced with fungus that is capable of simulating being your brain until all of it has been replaced, in which case, well, you don't longer exist.
Oh.
However, Caladuran will also mend your brains as part of
Hooray!
repairing it, so you don't just fall down healing.
Oh, derp.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
surgery,
fine.
for example, would no longer have been enough to take it out.
I see.
Perhaps the realization of how far you had come to embrace just becoming a mushroom zombie is somewhat of a worrying thing.
Yes.
Beyond that, you momentarily become aware of how you've changed and how the many lines, basically like your puppets, right, and all these different demons and evil foul things have set their little marks upon you, have made you live their perversions, and through that they grow stronger. Whenever people act in accordance with their desires, their presence in this realm grows stronger, and as such, you've all participated in strengthening their sort of their presence upon this world. Roland, you will see the rock basically come up as your were self looks at you, begins to yammer and stammer about, that you were one and that he's part of you and you should accept him, and this is meant to be, and you could do so much, please, as it begs for its life as it is swallowed by the earth until nothing remains of it. Your strange hunger pulled away from you.
Roland just glares it down as it's dragged away.
So if we start from the top here and say, Gesh, in your momentary vision of how the demon lord's strings are pulling in your mind, of how they maneuver you around and influence your actions, which of your two permanent madnesses will you get rid of?
So the fungal one is like the fungal baby is gone either way.
Yeah, it's gone.
I'd really like to be able to trust people again.
Okay. So that would be your brother then, standing there, with you, touching the obelisk himself as well, having been a party member for you now for a long time. As suddenly you realize that it's not your brother, and he isn't here. And this is just a way in which your mind has been trying to trick you and change you and make you act in ways that are not something you would normally do.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless
Gush
you realize-
probably already knew that it wasn't actually his brother, but didn't comprehend that it wasn't actually his brother.
Mhm.
Like, obviously it can't be, but it is, right?
Yeah. Suddenly he sees it, and well, his trust in only this person, and all this, basically only trusting a magical figment, perhaps was somewhat, looking back on it now, as the apparition sort of looks at him and sort of says, "But I am real, Gesh. I am your brother," and then it just stops existing as that madness is cleansed from his mind. He is still constantly scratching at unseen fungal infections, but they're not real ones. He just feels that they're there anyway. Maybe for some reason this thing didn't get rid of that baby in his head. William, you only really have one permanent madness,
That's true.
Wait, Liam's not perfect?
and that is that he is the smartest, wisest, strongest, fastest, most beautiful person he has ever known.
It's true.
How is it for him when he realizes that that is a manipulation, that a demon has made him see that in order for it to feel basically that whenever he has felt that way and said things regarding that, he's been gratifying this demonic entity.
Mhm. I mean, it's Liam came from squalid beginnings, certainly, and learning humility was a great part of what made him part of the mercenary company. Sure, he took pride in his training and what the company did, but they were never really recognized much, and this is what this demon has fed upon. It's like is to find that weakness that he never got recognition really, or the company never did, and just crank it up to 11. So instead of just wanting recognition for a job well done, it has told him that he's the greatest thing ever, and realizing that he has been inordinately proud or superior when really he had very little cause to be that will certainly humble him quite a bit and probably embarrass him as well. Like this is not what his old master wanted when he trained. He has purported himself not fitting for someone of the vanguard, and certainly not up to the old knightly codes of the vanguard. So he will feel ashamed, but also enlightened in a way that he has come to this realization finally that all this has been a sham.
Yeah, his mind is clean, though his mind is still scarred from past visions of madness. Less so than before. Civrilla has been seeing visions that others have not. And perhaps it's not so dramatic when those disappear, except that some of the things she's been seeing, the parrots that inhabit these caverns, for example, make no sense. And
But Riordan's face is made of cake. It was also very strange for a while. But
now she'll begin to see that this was all, that someone had placed all this before her eyes. And though she is still haughty, she'll be the only one who can say after this that she's completely clean and has no madness effect or anything upon her anymore.
Of course she is.
fucking knows.
Except for her normal state, of course.
Well,
Can't do anything.
There's no curing that.
There's no
No.
cure.
Riordan has been quite heavily hit
Yes.
with it. He has two. I will let you pick which one you wish to remove. You want to stop putting trophies of your slain enemies upon your body? Or do you wish to see reality as it is instead of an altered version where you don't find evidence to be acceptable?
I feel like I can deal with cutting up bodies as long as I can know where I am in reality and not walk off a cliff thinking there's a bridge there. So I think I'm gonna get rid of that one.
Sure. You begin to see things clearly again, and yeah, that you won't just believe whatever the hell you see for the hell of it. Though, I mean, it is really fashionable to put these gory pieces of rock upon you. I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's perfectly fine.
it's post-apocalyptic raider. That's what Riordan was.
Yeah.
Riordan the boulder.
You should get him like a leather harness with spikes and like a buzzsaw for his crotch. Like
Wow.
go for the Mad Max look.
Sure.
Roland, his madness of a hound inside him disappearing. Finally, perhaps, as it was close to feeding time again. Maybe that hunger he's constantly been feeling now gone, though he almost forgot what it felt like to not be incredibly hungry for human flesh. Which of his current madnesses does he want
So
to get rid
the
of?
one I gained from the mushrooms. Do I keep the madness I got from the mushrooms? But
Yes, you do.
so in which case I have 3 permanent madnesses I can look over. Well, one of them was the permanent blessed madness from the succubi that kissed me.
Succubi You Kiss Me, a new album from Roland.
And of all of them, Roland's shutting out things that aren't related to his goals. Roland kind of slipping into catatonic states. They're both bad. Neither of them are great.
Mhm.
But to Roland, part of how he manages everything is temperance. Knowing that he needs to be able to, well, he can't put his own desires first all the time. And so the permanent blessed manners he got from the succubi, anything that can bring me happiness should be enjoyed immediately. There's no point saving anything pleasurable for later. That will be the one that's being destroyed.
Right. He regains his control over his desires and can once more focus entirely on his goal of getting back to the surface and freeing his family, while still sometimes just staring into space.
You know, Roland sees in this brief moment, he's not, there is much still wrong with him, but this is, if nothing else, a brief moment of triumph against the things in his head.
His mind is finally his own in many ways.
Mm-hmm. And he will fight until it's his again properly.
It is not shared. Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna feel weird though. I've had a very noisy roommate.
Yeah. Snarling and biting everything. Yeah. But now it is gone, and he is mentally clean. Well, still the most mad of everyone, but.
I've had ghosts run through me. I've been tied up. I've been beaten around the head. I've been a werewolf hyena.
Yeah.
It's not been great.
A lot of things have happened there. But yeah, with that, basically, the light in the obelisk slowly fades to a sort of a dull brown yellow glow that seems to just be here as the place has been blessed with light. The voice fades, and you all find yourselves touching the same obelisk. Some of you perhaps blinking, seeing things that are no longer true, realizing things about yourselves. Yeah.
How wonderful.
I suppose then we should report our success back to Stoneface McMuffin.
Yes, I think we should.
Yes, we definitely should. Oh, Stoneface. We're not all horribly cursed now.
Thanks.
I helped you. Piece of shit.
You return to him as he's sitting between his big rock things, and as you do, you very quickly see that there's sort of a hushed tone around the place. As you go in there, you see him sitting there as he does in his meditation, eyes closed and such. But out under the lids, big blobby tears have been running for a time. He is shaking on his hands that are resting on his knees, old and weathered as they are. And he seems, where he before perhaps was imposing and sort of angry, he seems like a frail old man at this time.
Oh, you
as you
called
get
him
here,
names. Now
he stands up and sort of wipes his eyes slightly, his nose almost dripping into his beard, runny from his experience. As he just, like, his sour expression is gone for a moment as he shakes his head and just looks upon you.
The deed is done, and the temple is hallowed once again.
Just, I never thought you would actually be able to do it.
He smiles and says, we have a habit of surprising people.
Yes, I see that now. I'm sorry for the way I've behaved. He looks around to say, I suppose I have clad myself in cynicism for a while. my God has spoken to me once more. It's been so long, so much silence. It has been hard to keep faith. She says, I shall decree. We shall have statues made of you. He sort of nods to himself.
Oh,
Statues shall be the first thing the Church of Caladuran Stonehands shall produce.
Flattering, but maybe.
that's great.
As far as haughtiness, I think this is going to go over.
I'm totally
I
up for
can
being a statue.
totally understand why you
The
would
old
wanna-
temple used to have figures of the founders of our city, but now I think it shall have figures of the saviors. She sort of
Man.
looks upon you and then stands and walks over and reaches his gnomish hand, still a little bit wet from his tears that he tried to wipe away. He just takes a deep breath and reaches out to shake your hand and says, "Today you're all gnomes.
Oh, come here.
If ever you need me or anything I can do for you, you need just ask."
Liam shaking his hand will say that it was our pleasure to help. That is what we aim to do.
He nods. He sort of shakes your hand, then goes to the next one and the next one.
Roland giving a very awkward handshake.
And without even needing a test, you gain an improvement, meaning that the gnomes are no longer just accepting of you. They're helpful. As the word goes around that you have helped the old man finally find some peace in his life. Not only that, but you've restored the true temple to their god, and by that been blessed by him.
Now
As
we're gonna have
such,
statues.
They have begun looking at you as staunch allies and champions of justice. And
I
you
mean-
certainly have earned a friend who will likely walk into the sea if it is to save you.
Oh,
That'll be
And
useful.
it is one horrible sea. We have
Hey!
seen it. It is horrible. I never want to go into it.
I'm just gonna say that it's very nice to actually be
Appreciate
treated as
it.
I appreciate it and treated as a hero for the first time ever.
Yeah, we're sometimes just slapped around a lot. It's nice just to be here.
To have some proper, or
like,
like
oh my
some
God, thank
honest
you so much.
gratitude. Like an old man shaking in tears of happiness. You're just like, it's all worth it, isn't it?
It's like you brought that one photograph of his long lost beloved
Yes.
that he thought was gone forever. He brought
Uh-huh.
it back.
Found the missing letter, love letter that she sent. And
He never
stuff
got
like
it, but you
Yeah.
found it in the fields of France under an unexploded shell.
yeah, exactly. It's nice. And we will, even if we die, we will always be remembered as the saviors of the city. That's not
He
bad
will
for
ask,
legacy.
that you take a few hours to. They will make casts.
Oh yes, of course.
They will not
Oh,
want to
that's gonna be
impose upon you for too long. But
Oh, gladly.
Roland's going to feel very weird about this. He's never
perhaps,
been.
His
perhaps
statue
in
would be like
50 years,
skulking around the corner.
There will be gnomes named Liam and Roland, Riordan, Gesh, and Cyrilla.
Oh,
I mean,
oh.
Roland might feel weird about this, but Gesh is literally being turned into a statue again. I'm not sure how he's feels about that.
Oh, the memories.
PTSD kicks in. It's like, oh no, no.
Can I ask him to make me a bit taller?
Oh,
Well, no, because he's the same size as them. It works perfectly. He
You know, if
actually
Riordan
fits in the
asks-
hallway.
I'm their actual champion.
I'm
Don't
just
have to carry us on
just
the
saying,
side,
like, for
don't
our
you?
statues, they're gonna have to make a lowered sections to put our statues in.
No, this is a lower section. Look, you go downstairs.
Oh, that's true.
Is,
yeah.
is it tall enough in there for us?
Yeah, there's an obelisk in here.
Just put me on a raised platform with everyone else.
yeah. I like that reorder like whispers. Can make me a bit taller, you know?
Just a little bit, a few inches.
Yeah, 2 or 3 inches.
Just be taller than Roland, okay?
Taller Roland.
I might be the shortest member of the rest of the party, but you're still a halfling.
It's true.
That is-
He's got at least a
Aw.
foot on you.
I have at least 2 feet, I'm pretty sure.
No, don't worry, Ordon. You have the biggest heart.
Aww.
He is the heart Spock.
He is the heart spark.
Oh,
It's adorable.
Group hug, everyone.
No, you hold still, we're doing a cast.
Yeah, no, it's it's heartfelt, and Liam certainly appreciates it.
Now, about all those times where you said that we are inadequate compared to you. Huh?
Yeah, what about that? It's like Roland comes over and puts an arm around you.
Yeah, that's I had there was a thing, and
I can make you laugh uncontrollably.
Hey man, at least now. I
at
know
least now
the
you're not
parrots
talking
aren't
about cake faces and like you said some
in.
strange
And cave
things.
parrots. The cave parrots, man.
Okay.
I thought they were real.
They were so beautiful. My husband, he wasn't even.
Oh, and Lady Sorella, sorry about how much alcohol I bought you.
Well, wouldn't be the first time.
I'm just glad we all made it out all right. Liam says, and then looks slightly concerned at all the bloody trinkets still hanging around Riordan.
I don't
Hey,
think
they're hidden
everyone's
under
quite
my
fine.
jacket, okay?
I feel perfect.
It's just little bulges.
Yeah.
Smudges on the jacket from the outside.
What are you
it's
buying?
really
Bulges.
bulgy.
Catch them at night.
Yes. Ah, yes, I remember this one specifically.
The sweetest blood. The butchery. Yes, my lord. Yes, I mean. Yeah, you know.
And Gesh is still scratching. But at least not looking to the side and mumbling a lot. So that's good.
Well, he still mumbles, just not to the side.
Okay.
Oh, amusingly though, at some point Roland's just going to stop kind of bantering during kind of our getting everyone getting their kind of cast made. And so just kind of stare off into space again.
It's an elf thing, probably.
It's, who
What do you
knows?
about it?
Though perhaps when he's staring this time, he's actually now understanding why his father decided to be a hero in the first place. Be an adventurer.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
His father's life flashed before his eyes. Yeah. There'll be toasts to you when you return to the tavern. The gnomes having finally begun to sort of the words have spread, and things seem to be okay. Even a few were-rats have been said to walk into the city to sort of see the other side, as the gate has been opened for them.
Oh, there might be ghosts screaming. So
Yeah,
Give
don't mind those. Just
give that a
ignore them.
little bit until we have crawled into the underbelly of the city to try to figure out how to stop that, I guess.
Yes.
Is there anything else you wish to do this day?
We're just gonna look at his his journal and see how crazy his worldview was while he had an altered version of reality in his head.
I wonder if this is heaven. It could be.
Roland at this point will also, if you start doing this, will sit down with Riordan. I also show my journal where I've been recording the party's activities, and you just get to you get to just face palm at your own.
Yes, we have a good laugh at each other. I was convinced that Liam was a bugbear, but apparently not.
Riordan will also get to see how horrified Roland is of some of his drinking notes when he looks over his own recordings of them. It's like, I did what?
Like the rations have started talking to me. They make a lot of sense.
They're
I
telling
should
me
eat
to
my
eat them all.
companions, not them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll
They're nice people. I think I should agree with them.
I do need more protein in my diet.
Maybe we should just burn these journals and get new ones.
I don't need friends.
Yes,
They disappoint me.
You should return to you'll also be told that badgers have been delivered to your room. 2 of them, in fact. 2 cave badgers.
Gay
Oh.
badgers!
Been,
Are
been
they-
sent.
What are we gonna name them?
And you can keep them if you so desire, though.
Fluffy and
You're
Buggles.
trusted to take good care of them.
Yes.
You're given a little pamphlet on cave badger. Like
How to badger.
Yes.
your first badger. You know.
Yes.
So,
Your first badger. A gnome.
If you want help around the tavern with learning to handle them, Darren will give you advantage on a handle animal.
Yeah, he likes them.
Sounds good.
so you know what that means, right? If I can get 2 badgers with barely any hesitation from them, what other ridiculous things I can request for a quest?
You know.
Paint the night serpent upon the.
Be reasonable, please.
We were just like looking at Gesh like, no, don't do
No
that.
dark symbols.
Don't do
Fish
No
that.
dark symbols. That's where we draw the line, damn it. Dark
I'm
symbols.
going to
are
ask
not
for
okay.
dark symbols. I'm going to ask for, like, I don't know.
Barrels of gnomish wine.
We need a party symbol.
The badger.
Merry companions and the badger.
Yeah, it's like a badger symbol on it, yeah.
Right.
We're tenacious like a badger.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Badgers are, if you piss off a badger, it's gonna mess you up.
Badgers are evil. Fucking
Badgers are tough.
badgers, man. God damn. Don't fuck with a badger.
Badger.
I have badgers around here where I live. I've seen them.
Not close enough. That
Very close actually.
okay. Intimately.
It hit. I was out walking, and then I heard a rustle in the bush behind, like next to me. And I looked, and there's a badger, like right there, like 2 meters next to me.
Wow.
And it looks at me, and then I look at it, and then it like starts like
Friendship was formed.
yes, yes. And then I knew. No, I turned and ran off like over the street and into the forest again.
Yeah. But now you have 2 cave badgers, and they're just sort of there hanging out, in your rooms. They didn't really know where else to put them, so
Kind of
So
understandable.
these
They
are
seem
already
comfortable.
trained then?
just
These are already trained, or
they're trained enough. Yeah, they're trained guard badgers. They're not really military badgers, but if you tell them to sick someone, they will.
Yes.
sick 'em boys?
They also enjoy long walks.
It's also good to have something to guard us at
Yeah,
night.
they're
for
have very keen smell, and generally will once they have like a nesting place, they will fight until they die.
And honestly, given Roland still
Very
stays
brave.
catatonically during his shifts, it's probably a good thing, to wake him up.
No, you have 2 guard badgers, if nothing else. Cave guard badgers.
Yeah, we need to come up with names. Badgers.
Badger 1, Badger 2.
Cinder does look at them hungrily. They're
No,
not
sir.
party members,
Absolutely
and
not.
they cannot be trusted. It seems.
The
He's also
badgers can-
beginning to chew stuff and like make it burned when he does. Growing old enough soon that he'll begin to spew fire everywhere he can. It's that
Hey, now.
age,
Gesh and him have a showdown. Brett.
We'll have to have a sit down with Papa Liam and Papa Gesh to talk about when weird things happens in your body when you grow up, and what that means.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm certainly still open to receive your.
All right, that thing. Yes. Ugh, I keep forgetting.
That was a very open-ended sentence.
Yep. On purpose, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of Cinder, though, what have we been feeding Cinder? Like just rations, like mushroom rations?
I mean, I think when it comes to Cinder, I've been choosing to use the meat rations on him.
He was recently
we've-
gifted like a big haunch of meat.
Yeah, I got that for him. Remember?
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was a present.
He loves it.
Like a big lizard leg he got.
It was as big as him, and he could like rip it and tear it and hug it and stick his head in it. And
Mm-hmm. It was a great
get
success.
really gory and ferocious. Just he loves it.
It's good to give this little outlets for him.
Chomping and cracking bone and such. He's also begun paying more attention as you speak, perhaps beginning to understand words more than he has before. Making noises and sounds, and perhaps trying to express himself in certain ways, though it is still somewhat intangible.
All right.
Yeah. Darendil likes the badgers, though. He likes animals, and the cave lizard is just so stupid that
They are.
it is hard to deal with.
All right. Excellent. Would the badgers work as companions or something else if we choose to bring them with us actively?
Well, they're not really useful enough to have companions. Instead, they'll work as an alarm system.
All right.
When you
That's
sleep.
fair.
All right.
They're not
Yes.
powerful enough to deal with anything that's a threat to you in any reasonable way. But yeah, badger friends. Or you can abandon them. That's of course up to you.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I literally had no idea what we would do with badgers before or after I
Wanted
asked
to
for them.
ask for
I mean, they're great. I mean, I love them already.
Keep your sanity well.
It's
Animal
good to
friends.
have something to stroke, that cuddle with. It's like a cat. It purrs, and you're like, oh, that's nice. I don't know if
Also-
a badger purrs, but it's sort of. It
Also,
does
the badger is now our official mascot of the party. If you check in the D&D 5e chat.
Oh, yes. That is the part logo.
Yes.
Badgers.
Colors may vary because I can choose any color I want.
Yep.
Just be like, yeah.
Get them sewn on little
Patches. It's like
other thing you
Hufflepuff,
probably
but
could have made here.
competent.
I mean, I can also change what the background shield looks like. Just a quick one.
Friendship, like trust, and not incompetence. Yeah. So, with that said, is there anything else you wish to get ready for? Or...
Well, we had ghost problems, right?
Yes.
I don't like fighting ghosts, but we have good.
Also, I'm going to take a long rest.
Yes, we
Alright.
we are.
I agree.
Have that power.
Yes.
Hooray!
I now my voice is back. I can sing again.
La la la.
La la la. Sorry.
Light it up.
Yes.
Good inspiring song.
So now that we've done the temple, what else are we able to do in the city? Oh, go and calm all the spirits.
Yes, there are spirits. Speaking to the Burrow Warden, one, he's a little sad that you blew him off.
Man, it was a creepy ass crypt you just told me to
But
crawl into.
going into the creepy ass crypt, he can probably get the hauntings of the town. There are many houses that are closed off and such, but he might be able to gather those in one place for you for a short time, allowing you to deal with them or disperse with their anger before he can then basically have a rational conversation with them before they reform.
All right.
Given what you already have done, he doesn't believe it'll be difficult for you.
Yeah. All right.
It will be in very cramped space, of course, but you can deal with it.
You know,
That's
we're
good.
used to it. At
Bad
this
at all.
point.
It's like a white king down there or something.
Screaming.
The dead. The dead keep it.
It wouldn't surprise me at this point.
Only
but-
the king of Gondor can command.
Yeah. All right. Let's go gather some ghosties up, I guess. Because that'll be fun.
Surprise cube. What?
Sorry, I was just trying to see what it did. I wake up in the morning, Gabagool just eats me by accident.
No, he's there like, hello.
Hello.
He's just
I've
watching you sleep.
I've
It's
been
very
thinking.
odd that you sleep. What is sleep?
Has Glabagool felt anything weird from the Pudding King area?
Yeah, he feels like it's sort of calling to him and saying he should go there and join them.
Oh,
It also tells him that he should come praise the faceless king,
Oh,
which he doesn't. He's not really sure what that means. But given what he's seen, he doesn't really want to. Feels like
that's
Okay.
that it is too early in his existence as an intelligent being to go and terminate that whole thing by becoming a worshipper of something weird.
I
sounds
think
good.
that's
he
very
is the
smart.
most
He
reasonable
would
companion.
much rather
we have.
hang out with you because he sees a lot of stuff and he's not really sure if the stuff is significant or how often stuff like this happens. But he certainly hasn't seen it before, so it's very exciting.
Well,
Beyond that, he's pretty sure that the oozes won't hurt him. Um, and the person he's sort of following around, he can probably impose himself between them and the ooze, meaning that oozes will have additional hardships attacking the person that he's protecting.
Wow.
Right.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, I mean, he says there certainly is a thing that pulls him towards it, but yeah, but he's not going to go there.
That's good.
That's fine.
That seems like something to enjoy.
Well, I suppose we should take a look at these creepy ghosties then.
Sure.
Creepy ghosties.
The Burrow Warden will even meet you in the catacomb chamber before inviting you further in.
Hell,
The depths.
I can even, before he calls them, I can even create a magic circle so they can't just leave.
Oh, they won't. They've been convinced to stay here.
Alright.
For a little while at least.
Okay.
Though he will warn you that you cannot turn them or use powers that will make them leave the catacombs, because those simply don't function in there. It is a place of the dead, and the dead rule it.
Yes.
I mean, I can, sure.
So be careful with that.
Okay.
Beyond that, if it actually worked, he doesn't actually want them spreading out all over town.
It would be awkward.
That would not be good at all.
It would be terribly inconvenient.
Him and the ghosts who have joined the Burrow Wardens, where the ghosts will protect the living, they will try to keep the mad ones contained.
Is Grandpa Ghost down there too?
Yeah,
Like
he's the Burrow Warden.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He's
I
the
thought-
one who wishes you to help him.
Okay. I thought it was the young, nervous dude.
No, he will say that Shroomlight has been doing most of what he has told him to do.
Oh, I see.
Really, Shroomlight is very inexperienced, but he was also therefore very open to the way of having a ghost tell him what he should do. Something that most of the Burrow Wardens, other people who have kept the temple here and kept the catacombs closed and such, they haven't been so open to it as this guy. But he believes that he can still do much good for the community.
I mean,
Even though he's dead.
Liam has seen no reason to doubt him. He seems very level-headed and wise.
Beyond the ghosts, can be powerful. He will say, they do many things that people can't, and
Oh, we know.
I mean, is he happy though? Because most ghosts leave like a tortured existence, sort of.
he says that he, as many, tried to fight the Drow. However, the fact that he failed has sort of kept him here. He believes, perhaps, at least what he thinks is that if the ghosts that are here will be given a second chance to defend the city, then perhaps then they will find rest.
Yes, that'd be good. Next time something creepy comes along, ghosts will pop up and destroy them. That's pretty good. An ooze can't melt a ghost, I'm pretty sure. This sounds like a fantastic idea. So
Ooze versus... No, that's...
what do we need to do down here more specifically?
But get on your hands and knees and get in a line and crawl into the tiny tunnels until you get to a chamber at the bottom of it.
Cyril guy. Sure.
Sure.
She said no last time, and she got fucking chastised in public for it. She ain't gonna put up with that shit anymore.
Sure.
waltz on in there, grumbling under our breath. Oh,
Roland is
shady.
dedicated to the
That
cause.
only the greatest of the ghosts that are here will be able to manifest. However, the others will be with them and participate in whatever combat will ensue. So do not take them lightly. They're old and mostly too wealthy men of the city who, rather than spend their wealth and stuff to actually help anybody, just ran in and like spend it all on drugs and alcohol, and then or hid it away in places where no one has still found it. They're tormented ghosts, still cowardly clinging to the world.
Well then.
Sounds lovely.
He will show you the way. In here, any people who are not small will have a disadvantage imposed upon them for attack rolls that they make.
Quickly reduce person spell.
That would certainly work. Beyond that, big people also move at half speed.
Wow.
I'm a big people.
What?
Oh
Spiller
no.
only has 20-foot move speed? What is this?
Now you know how it feels to be me.
The tunnels are dark and certainly very labyrinthian. Probably a place to get lost, as you probably crawl in a line and you can't really turn around. Some turns are so sharp that you sort of have to lay down and sort of push your way to get through them. Really, like, there's walls about the width of your shoulders at any time, and you can't really, like, even turn your head to look behind you. It is a very claustrophobic place and full of like, smell of dust and murk, and there's no light, and generally just a lot of things in your body telling you that this is a bad idea and don't go in here, because especially, when you're in front and you sort of find a turn that's really hard and you can feel that you can't go back because your companion is there. Your feet sort of on his head as you try to creep your way through the tunnel as it continues ahead of you in a near endless spiral slowly going down.
Roland is thankful he has the highest dexterity roll of the group.
It certainly is very pleasant. And without a guide, you could probably get lost in here pretty easily, crawling around slowly and unable to navigate in any way. Perhaps even if you got into a bad enough turn and then a blind end, you might just be stuck here, unable to crawl back. Certainly not a great place to die. He will
Wonderful.
inform you as you go
Fireballs
down that this is there so that the drow will not be able to loot the burials of the people here. Shroom Light is the person who's supposed to bury people in here, but he has he was very eager to have someone guide him rather than find his own way in the catacombs. How do your characters feel about this place, this tightness of closed space and just?
I think Weird is dealing with it better than everybody else. He has a
can
lot
sort
of
of be on all
apprehensions
four.
about going in here, but he's a brave lad. He's powering through. He's fine for now.
Been in tight spots before.
This tight though?
Not quite. Not literally.
Roland is possibly in one sense amusingly slightly smug in the sense that because he looks up ahead at the half-orc crawling in front of him, who, while Roland is sure, Roland might be having some troubles, but with Roland's dexterity and being the smallest of the group, out of all the medium characters, I imagine he's having an easier time than some of them would. But then for, like, the giant-ass dragon, and, like, Liam, there, and his armor, I imagine they're having a lot more trouble.
Yeah,
So, a
Liam,
slight smugness that being short is actually helping for once.
Liam isn't the tallest actually, all things considered, but he is pretty big. Like
Mhm.
there's a lot of muscle on him, and
He's a big guy.
he is a big guy, and crawling around here is not great for him. It's his elbows hit the balls constantly, and
This is the kind of of place.
Yes. I'm
Fuck.
just thinking the
Yeah.
If this was like real life, I would not go in there. Sorry.
Exactly. That's why when he was like, "Oh, you could just crawl into the catacombs," I was like,
Arms
"No."
stretched out ahead of you, using them to pull yourself.
Meanwhile, basically, Riordan's basically like a small kid doing the same thing, which is a little bit more manageable.
It is.
Thriller's just glad that she's at least in front and nobody's in front of her. Because that way she knows where or she can see where she's going, you know? She's not just following the boots of someone.
It's really if you're mobile, you're speeding away from everyone.
I could. If I sprinted, nothing's difficult terrain for me.
I think you just scoot through. Somehow.
Yeah,
I mean, I can take any triple dash, so I'm just going to run into the back of Liam.
Yeah, it's not great. It sucks, especially with like armor and stuff.
Scrapes a lot.
Yeah,
Riordan, you okay behind me? Accidentally kicked you.
we're replacing
I'm
it.
alright. Bit tight, but not as tight as it is for you guys.
Tell me about it.
Not quite able to take that full breath in.
As you finally spill into what is a slightly smaller room, still like low to the ceiling and such, but at least there's a bit more width for you to move in.
So we're all still laying down while we have this discussion.
Yeah, and hence the disadvantage on attack rolls and advantage against you.
I like the gorilla just chilling out in the tavern down there. Dining. Yeah, whatever.
Easily accessible. I'm moving your tokens, by the way. It's taking a bunch of time, apparently.
Yeah. I wasn't noticing that.
A while ago, what have you considered? Should I get reduced person?
It's a wizard or sorcerer spell, I believe.
It is a wizard or sorcerer spell, which is like, this would be really useful for me to pick up as my spell gets next level, where I get a pick spell from any list.
Yes.
Too bad we're doing this too early for that.
I was thinking, maybe I have reduced person as a spell I could get, and I just need a short rest to change it. Nope.
Yeah, it's usually an Arcana spell.
And unfortunately, the two people who use the wizard list are very stuck in there, like what they can use in the wizard list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
as you basically get into a small burial chamber. Here. You can see like coffins and such in here. Gathered. Pretty much immediately as you enter though, you begin to feel that things are just not right. There's a strong presence of angry things as you see like little pieces of gnomes that are not fully made. Like they're not full gnomes. It's like some missing hands or heads or shadowy figures and such moving. With some stronger than others, all around you. As they come for you.
It's gonna
boy.
suck.
One of them perhaps moving first so that you can see it.
Riordan, of course, goes first because he can actually move.
Yes, I
One of
can.
the
Apparently not.
stronger spirits. Well, you can't see them before they
Yes,
act.
it's true.
Moving out of a catacomb. And this is how that's going to do. There's a strong one, basically its presence, allowing the weaker ones to act as against Gesh are thrown like what basically comes up to like gnomish like bones and pieces of rock and teeth and whatever else is in here by the minor spirits. Throw that for 7 damage. The ghost itself.
Against who?
Gesh.
Why am I in front? I went last.
Well, then we put you last and put Cyril in front.
In which case
Okay.
it misses.
Yeah. However, the ghost will also whoosh forward and attempt to possess her.
And this is why I didn't want to do this.
Very rude. What do I do?
Charisma save.
Okay. All right.
It does not
Fuck
possess
you.
you. Riordan can react as it has appeared. This one appears to be a powerful one. Big and
Right.
strong and well formed.
I see.
More so than others you've seen.
Well, I feel like hitting out this thing is going to be difficult. So
Well, you certainly have a better time of it than anyone else because you don't have disadvantage.
I do, but maybe I should make other people have at least normal chance to hit.
I certainly can't sneak attack if I've got disadvantage.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how this works. He's gonna cast Fairy Fire on it. I'm not gonna draw the box because it's just
Sure.
basically on it. I'm pretty sure it's quite dexterous, but we'll see.
It fails.
All right, it is. Any attack roll has advantage, so everyone
It's
has.
outlined by shiny bright light.
Yes. So can I move anywhere in this space, or are we still in?
Yeah, you can move.
All right. Okay. Move
This is
away.
an open, a slightly more open space. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's poke here. I'll stay beside Roland.
Sure. Gesh.
Gesh will. I think I'm going to hex this guy.
What
Targeting-
ability score?
That's a good question, isn't it? They're probably not very strong because they're ghosts. I probably don't use strength to attack.
Part of me actually wants to say you should do Dex because that means Roland can verify more creatures. Because we're probably going to have more of these things appear, and we want to make sure we can actually have
The
them.
thing is, he'd have to move it. Like it only works.
Yeah, but the point is he will be able to move it throughout the combat, and it'll be the same ability score. So.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that sounds like a good reasoning. Hex, targeting Dex Hex.
Yep. Dex Hex.
And followed by Blast. 20 and 11.
Both hit.
Oh.
Okay, and 2d6 necrotic, which I'm not sure if that
doesn't do anything against corporeals.
Yeah, immune to that, yeah.
Okay.
But he does take 16 points of force.
Is it vulnerable to radiant?
Fingermuncher will assist Cyrilla because she's actually there.
Which doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Those are
but
pretty
she'll
easy to hit, even when you are lying down. Yeah.
Well, as it goes about, so Liam will cast Protection from Evil and Good on himself. Surrounding himself with magical energies, rebuffing undead and other horrible things that will try to touch him. That he will sort of crawl or hunch over here, try to sort of get in the face of the different ghosts and such here.
The bright, shiny one.
Yes. It's the only one he can see currently. But that's it currently what Liam does.
Roland knows these things can possess you. He has no protections against it, and frankly, he's kind of terrified of it.
But the blade says go for it. Trust yourself, Roland. Your mind is strong.
My charisma score argues otherwise.
Now break them upon the blade. Take me to them.
Sword, I don't trust you. I'm sorry.
What? He's been the truest friend.
He is a good friend, but Roland knows he's not as willful as Cyrilla is.
You do not deserve them.
He will roll over to here instead and shoot a bolt of... Oh no, the fire doesn't work on it though. Well, it will be half damage. They're resistant. Fine, sword, you win!
Yes.
As Roland will roll forwards up to the ghost. And will proceed to slice at the ghost.
Alright. Oof, that certainly hits.
1 second. So that is 8 plus
25?
25 radiant damage.
Oh.
And
blasting
then,
through it. Many of the smaller spirits are falling away from it.
you know, Roland's then going to actually dash action, provoke from it.
Okay.
Run.
Sure, it'll try to touch him. Touching him for 19 damage.
I'll half that.
I mean, I could try and stop it,
But
but
the main point is it prevents it from trying to possess me.
Yeah.
And that'll be my turn.
All right.
it's good. Good day.
As more spirits move out. Let's go here and try.
Next time would feel a lot better, but
it does not. Cirilla.
Do we feel like there's gonna be more than just these two?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. All right. Fuck it. Let's do this then.
Pop the Spirit Guardians do that.
Yeah. Ba, 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 ba,
Ba, ba, ba.
ba. Yeah. So that'll pop off, and that'll be a thing
level
when
did you
that
pass
turn
that
comes
at?
around. 4.
oh god,
Because I want these fuckers.
you are righteous today, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not fucking around
Radiant
today.
evil.
Radiant as fuck. And that's action, so I can't do anything else. So yeah.
Alright.
I'll just hang out over here as well.
Can high five the Spirit Guardians.
Yeah. Cha cha pa pa pa. Wisdom save.
Oh, of course.
Oh wait, is it?
It's not
no,
close enough.
it's out.
It moves here and tries to just enter Riordan to take him over.
Okay.
At least
So,
your
charisma,
charisma
right?
should be good.
You say that, but I feel like that's gonna jinx me. Yep.
It
Yeah.
sure did.
Should have been
Yep.
good.
It will whoosh into him.
And there's nothing you can do when you roll a
Assessing
like
him
we-
as Riordan turns towards you with a menacing grin.
deja vu. No.
I feel like we've been there before.
Can
Well,
Riordan
no,
make a wisdom
not
save?
again. Are you kidding?
I suppose
Sure.
on his turn maybe, but
Because
Wow.
I mean,
okay, sure.
technically, we do. That's the
We
only
do
way to
need
get
to
target
it
him
out.
as an
Knock me
enemy.
out.
You know, you're like, Ghost, kill him.
You need to knock me out.
This
so.
one
Yeah.
has lesser spirits as well. Will throw stuff at Liam, which is an 8 damage.
Flashing though.
Slashing?
It
Okay.
certainly is.
Yeah.
As this one. Over here.
Whiz.
I will actually shield that, I think. I don't want to get it. That.
Try to poke at him.
Has disadvantage.
Oh, gee. Oh, not hit that.
And a wisdom save for her as well.
Wisdom save, tell him. 14.
Just makes it so 7. Wow, that is super low. 48. Super low.
This one.
0. What?
We'll have to try this. It's because they have temp hit HP.
Ah, okay.
That's why.
Of course they do.
As this one, well, I suppose we'll have to do it too, right? Is it
Yeah.
the beginning of his turn, I think?
Yeah.
In the beginning of the creature's turn.
Alright.
Take 16 radiant.
Come on, RNG.
You're
At the
climbing.
me
end of
here.
the turn, you will get the telekinetic power.
Oh
It's just
boy.
6
fucking-
damage.
It's just
He'll try to
rude.
touch you. For a crit for 34 damage.
Ow.
As the ghostly hand, unable to get you, will instead
And I lost it.
poke at you,
Shit.
just tearing your life energy. Riordan is held by Ghost, I suppose,
Yes. I am.
which means that it can use his body and physical stuff, but none of his class abilities or spells or anything like that.
Okay.
Fine.
Well, all right. Well, you know,
I don't want inspired ghosts, I'll be honest.
I have a rapier, so
yeah,
that's all.
exactly. So Ghost Riordan, I suppose, would he doesn't know what you know either,
Okay, that's good.
but there are people who appear to be squishier than others. So
Oh,
if you walk over here and try to stab Gesh with your rapier, you can use your macro.
Sure.
Oh,
From,
that's so rude.
Yeah, from either Gesh or Liam, I request. I'm going to be requesting. Can you give me advantage on attacking Riordan?
Sure.
Because I did make a promise that I would help protect Riordan from whenever this kind of stuff tries to control him. So
Yes.
Well, Fingermuncher will certainly oblige. First of all. And, well, Gesh now would have not only the ghost would not only have soft cover, but Gesh would also have disadvantage thanks to Riordan. So that's
I'm small. You
annoying.
can fire over me.
good blast Riordan.
Yeah, but you're also threatening me.
Oh, true. Sorry. I do
And
that
again,
sometimes.
you do know that the way to get Riordan freed is to knock him out.
You could double barrel shotgun him with force blast.
Sure, let's blast Riordan.
No. Ow.
Well, no, because disadvantage.
No, I don't have disadvantage against Riordan.
But
Not-
Riordan it can't move.
Oh yeah, that's true. So I do have disadvantage,
I'll
meaning
make
both of
you a
those
little
miss.
reminder thing.
Also, as an aside,
Tight
if I get
space.
hit, will I have to make a concentration save as well?
Yes.
I don't see why not.
Okay, that's annoying.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm going.
The ghost
I'm going to
somehow-
knock you out.
I know.
Riordan gets to feel the power of sneak attack.
Let Liam kill the fairy fired one before you kill me.
I give no promises. If
But
I
you're gonna
crit,
take
you might
the
get knocked
damage.
out.
It's the fairy fire's probably going.
Well,
Or
I
it's
know.
possibly going. So.
I mean,
I just
Liam will get a turn.
Yes.
He might want to action surge. Who knows?
Who knows? It is
Well,
pretty hefty.
He's just taken damage though, Riordan. So he could lose it right now.
I haven't taken
He
damage.
double missed.
Missed.
Oh yeah, I suppose this fun. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he'll try to take out the hexed and light up ghost here.
That certainly is the best plan right now.
Oh,
Is
no.
the,
That's a hit for
a hit.
24.
Does look like a Nyx is there though.
And then it should be a hit for 29.
A hit for 29, yeah.
Yay!
ghost is
There you
evaporated.
go.
I wanted.
Then cleave.
He will. Let's see here. Would you think that Vazuk are these leaders or are they just the same as the
They are
possessive?
bigger ones, at least, yes. Than the possessive ones.
Hit the bigger ones.
Yeah, I guess I'll go for the big ones.
They
He'll
have a
cleave
gathering
in-
of smaller spirits around them that
Yeah,
give them
he'll-
additional strength.
He'll cleave into Vazuk. Ignore the second attack.
Wow.
That's,
We will ignore those.
yeah, well, please ignore those. He will action search, and we will try again.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah!
10,
All of the
11.
attacks. That is double hits for 22 plus 30. It's like a 52.
Yep.
Blam.
Hopefully they're easy to hit.
Smashing into the ghost. Appears to. The lesser ghost blasted away from it. He's is looking for some place to possess somebody. Though he has made that more difficult. Roland.
I'm sorry, Riordan, but I promised. As with holy swords in hand,
Oh god.
Riordan becomes my new target.
Oh boy.
Out of curiosity, Manakai, do I get my bonus damage against undead when not against Riordan?
No, he basically is used as a flesh puppet right now.
Okay, I just don't know how that works. So,
You
okay.
don't actually damage the ghost, you just force it out when he goes unconscious.
It's currently normal advantage, which doesn't change anything, but
That's a miss.
well, that's not.
That is not a miss.
So Riordan,
Yes.
that is 25.
Okay. That's fine. I didn't.
As you dodge to the side and somebody just gets stabbed.
This one, however.
Also then dive roll this way.
Oh, the ghost hates you for that. It's gonna have such a good time. It'll move down here and try to touch Cirilla. It worked well last time. It did not this time.
Thank
How will she react? Though?
fuck.
They do a lot of fucking damage when they can actually hit.
Yeah, they so much damage. It's
There might be a reason Roland's aborting.
kinda stupid. Alright, well, I have no real other option than to heal myself a whole bunch. Because I'm certainly not gonna be able to survive an onslaught like that for too long.
You have to survive long enough for Liam to kill them.
True. So let's do a big heal. Get this done.
I mean, that should certainly sustain you for a little bit at least.
You might want to sanctuary up if you're able. I don't know if you are.
It's a bonus action level 1. So
yeah, without I wouldn't have been able to do it without.
You can't right now because that would
Yeah.
be two spells.
Exactly. It's just action economy is really difficult when you can't do that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if I cast a single action spell, I'm done for the round.
Alright.
Because I can't do anything about it.
This one is in Riordan. This one, no longer having spirits, doesn't like Liam. He's a mean man. Instead, it'll go here and try to possess Cirilla.
Can she be?
Why
Can't I?
she?
Oh no, I thought if you made a
Liam
save,
can't
you were
because
immune
he has a
to it.
spell on him that makes him.
And Cirilla passes against one of
possess.
them.
She passes, yeah.
Yep.
And each of them have unique. Basically, it can't do it on her again. It'll have to regain its use of it too.
Oh, okay. I thought it was character specific. I see.
Riordan.
Riordan's got stabbed.
Yeah,
Oh.
you know.
It really
Get
hurts, but I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll
well,
attack again.
Get rolling because he's getting you, and the ghost doesn't want to die. Well, for real.
I'm hitting.
Well, you hit, but I'm going to half your damage to 2.
Good.
Ghost wishes it was in Liam's body.
As I write like a roll, I just roll over to the left.
Hey, at least I'm hitting, okay?
That's true.
And with blows like that, it will only take you 16 more turns.
Gosh.
I want to say crit.
Well, Gesh will finish off Riordan, I guess.
Disintegrate.
Oh no!
That's double hit.
That is definitely
20 and 18 for 17.
okay.
Didn't quite finish him.
I believe you also have a hex to put on something.
Oh yeah, my hex is back. I'll hex
could have put it on
Riordan's
Riordan.
dex.
Got that damage.
I don't think it's worth it. I think put it on someone else, something
because
else.
then you're gonna just have to move it again. So just move it on someone else.
That's true. Okay, I'll move it on this one.
Alright.
I mean, I'm gonna go down, so it's fine.
Liam.
Well, Vasuk needs to be destroyed. We will try that. I have help from Nyx on the first attack. So let's try. Hoya!
That is a hit and a miss. Hit for 23. He's a mere mist now, almost completely evaporated.
Someone hit him.
Searching for some way to escape.
Tempting.
Rolling.
I mean, I don't do that much damage, so he definitely does more damage than me.
Get him.
Yeah, you could just backhand.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll to here. I'm then going to Holy Sword the Ghost and Short Sword Riordan.
Okay.
One in each.
Do that thing where you roll and then stand up and swing swords. Either way.
Well, not in this tight space.
Yeah, I mean, I had to pretty much stay kind of like crouched down in a kind of a roll because
Or like
not a whole lot of standing up.
slithering.
Yeah, we're
So-
all on our front.
So, Sir Ghost.
It hits.
Sir Ghost then shall take that plus. No, that.
20
Plus 7. There we go.
27. Poof.
Yay!
It's evaporated before.
And Riordan's out.
Oh my gosh, no! Okay, this doesn't give my companions an injury, right? They should know.
No. You're,
Okay, good.
I imagine he's just like
knocking you out,
knocking your
not
body.
trying
Roll
to
us-
kill you.
Grabagol throws
Goes
himself in
forced
front.
out.
No!
I will. Yeah, I proceed to. I will proceed to basically smack Riordan on the backside of my short sword, catch the back of his head, and gently lower him down to the floor.
As the ghost is like jumping out because it doesn't want to be targeted.
And that's not good because I have a ghost in my face now, which I really don't want.
Ghost wants your body though. You're useful. Live in you. But it can't do it right now because it just did it. Or maybe it can if it's lucky.
I don't really, I'm going this way.
It'll take its attack.
It can take its attack.
Oh,
I'll be hit, but I'm halving the damage.
that's so useful. My gosh.
Welcome to my life.
How rogues live.
Constantly getting hit, but
One
scraping the damage.
Yeah, this one is hexed. It cannot possess. Well, it haven't tried to possess people right now, actually.
Hasn't tried me at all.
Gesh looks like a good target for possession. Surely
Yeah.
has a terrible charisma,
Surely.
so it'll try that.
Ignore the rogue who just ran away.
I mean, they just want bodies, really.
So that's a charisma save? Oh god.
Just
okay.
make it.
Oh boy.
As it almost takes upon your soul, but no, not quite.
The plus 7 on one hand make me sad. On the other hand, I look at my deck save. It's like, okay.
Okay, so I will. I'll get Riordan up. He's a very useful halfling, I think. In my humble opinion.
And you get 4 hit points.
And I go 4 hit points. Which
The
is
true reason you're clearly doing it.
lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you don't need me. You just need to heal yourself. It's fine.
Let's just let us save face and say, yes, she's helping the world.
And as that was a bonus
Trickle down
action,
economy.
I can use my Sacred Flame. I'm gonna do this on the number 2. And that damage. Wow.
Apparently your flame does not burn bright in the city of the dead.
I believe this one has like a disadvantage on this roll.
Yes,
Wow.
well,
Yes.
Instead of 1, he takes 3. Oh, shit. Oh, instead of 0, he takes 3. Wow. Well,
Yeah, this one will attempt to regain his. Nope. Well, then it'll touch Cyrilla because she is being mean. No, it fails. Well,
nope.
it sees its days being numbered now.
It's already dead.
Good.
Well, it doesn't think it's dead.
I suppose.
I'm sorry, I didn't have a choice, Riordan.
Ugh,
Undead
still
days.
days on the ground. Give me a sec. Okay, well, I'm gonna get up, first of all. I feel like I need to heal myself. But, yes, I will. I will do that. There you go.
Yeah.
It's better. Let's see here. Liam. He will inspire Liam. Just
I feel
in case.
inspired.
I don't want you to get possessed.
Much inspiration.
Hooray!
Don't get possessed, Liam.
I can't be.
Yeah, he
my-
physically can't be because of protection
Well,
from
you know,
evil.
you can add it to an attack roll, so.
Well, Gash can be possessed, and he doesn't like that. He'll attack this ghost.
Sure.
Attack the ghost.
Both hit.
No. Oh yeah. Does he
Wait.
have
No, just one hit. Last one.
1 hit for 11? He is hexed, so he'll take another nothing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to roll. Okay,
You can feel bad about rolling like high.
exactly.
Attack possessive soul 1.
Yeah, one of the two small ones are left. That is a miss and a hit.
I'll use the inspiration on the miss.
Okay.
Another 1!
That is still a miss.
No!
As the 27, however, goes in and almost disperses the spirit.
A terrible spiral.
Go on.
Okay. I guess. Well, I still have a bunch of aiding on attacking things. So this is nice. As Ron will proceed to quickly kind of lunge himself forward and try to stab at the ghost with a sword. Well,
You have advantage from Nyx.
but disadvantage because we're in here, so no more advantage.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. And then I will disengage and bolt.
No!
Goes like, ah! Oh!
But you can still offhand attack it, right?
I could have, but I don't feel like getting murdered more.
Can't
Or possessed.
disengage.
Can't possess
I see.
people. Well, it'll try to touch Gesh. He's doing bad things to it with that spell he has on there. No.
Even misses Gash.
I guess his AC is not awful anymore.
Not anymore,
Ghosts don't
that's
hit
true.
super well. Well, they just hurt a lot when they do. Little blast cannons.
Things are still happening. I can't remember what the spell I'm thinking of uses as its thing. An action. Okay. Whatever. I'll use it anyway because it's pretty good. I am going to use Guiding Bolt for the first time in forever on Possessive Soul 1.
Alright.
11?
11 hits.
Nice. For 16 radiant damage.
That's really good damage, actually.
It's great for a level 1 spell.
Also, now we have advantage.
But
Well,
Yep.
you have advantage, which is negated, but I was hoping it'd kill it.
Well, the point is it
well.
changes us from disadvantage to normal. So
It'll return fire to you. Actually, it'll try to see if it can. Nope. It'll return fire to you.
Alright. Yep.
Touch you for 13.
if only you had a shield spell.
Yeah, that's arcane wizardry. I can't.
Right.
that's something.
Let's see. I feel like I just want to kill the possessive soul. Yeah, I'm gonna blast it.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Alright. A hit for 8. Which will kill it.
Yay!
As it too is dispersed into just strange mist of cold.
And he. Let's see here. Yeah, he'll. That's it. Yeah, that's it for him.
Gesh.
Blast. Go. Wow. Okay, no.
No. Liam.
Well, that ghost needs to go. Go, ghost.
Well, if he gains his power, he can still do some damage.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna
He could
hopefully have that.
So, there's a miss. And
Miss,
then
miss?
A miss.
Send a miss. Disadvantage.
Like you try swinging, but you hit the ceiling right, and it's like.
Yeah, the ceiling got a huge gash in it, though.
Yeah.
It like opens a hole in bones,
Yeah.
falls down above.
Oh, no.
Maximum damage on the wall.
Gnome bones. They're sort of
Roll
that
it.
really tiny size.
Roland will roll in. Strike.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Deal. +7.
7.
Standard creature.
Here's all but
+7.
+7 will disperse it as well as the ghosts are dispatched, fleeing the chamber. You have isolated them.
Yes, welcome to the power of evasion, Rogue.
No more able to gather up against you. Leaving you in the small sealed, little catacomb room. With the winding tunnels and a long crawl back to the city.
Hooray.
Liam looks around, points his sword in different directions. Was that all?
Cyril, pause for a moment and say, I think so. Can't. Yeah. I think we should just get out of this.
I'll lead us back.
I'll bring up the rear.
Sure.
Because Roland never fails to backtrack, so...
That's true. Most do have a friendly ghost who will say that he's going to stay here now to do his
Oh,
work.
yeah. What is his take on all of this? Was it like...
It is what he expected they would do, but yeah, he expected, having seen you act before, he did not expect it to be much trouble for you, even in this place.
I got knocked out. That's
Yeah,
pretty
by
bad.
us.
By
really.
us. Yeah.
Doesn't really count.
I'm sorry.
Hopefully next time you see these creatures, you'll be on your side to save the city.
I hope so.
He'll do his best, at
I'm
least.
sorry, Riordan.
He thanks
It's
you
okay.
for the opportunity to act in this way. And he hopes you can find your way out. Otherwise, he would have to go and follow you out.
Well, I can find the way
Roland ensures him that he remembers the path.
All right, if you get lost, he will find you.
out. Help!
Seven
Roland,
days later, I thought we were down this tunnel.
Roland is exceptionally confident in his ability not to get lost. It's literally a feature of his.
Unless
So-
he gets into a catatonic
The
state.
rules say he
for an hour.
can't. So
I go to catatonic state. Guys, we're waiting for 5 minutes while I'm
It's
catastrophic.
like, what's going on with Roland? It's like... He's
Yeah.
asleep.
do you return to the tavern? Or,
I think so.
Yeah.
Mission's accomplished.
Yeah, we probably return.
I suppose we can tell the very scared priest that we succeeded.
yeah, he'll probably assume so when you crawl out. But saying it doesn't hurt. She will nod and say that, he hopes that the borough warden now can do his part. Yeah. You can return unmolested to your place. The tasks that you were asked to do now, leaving pretty much things that you would need to open the trade road and do some backtracking from there. Things you might not want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Riordan, sorry about that, but I promised you.
You did, and it was necessary. But, my gosh, it hurts a lot.
Sorry, but putting a short sword there of all places is generally not effective.
Rubbing his head gingerly. Like, ugh. That'll bruise.
Yeah, it will leave a mark. As Roland looks at his own hands, considering the instrument of death that he's become at times.
Knock out your friends! Become a rogue today!
I guess we can decide what we do next time then. Should we attempt to go back? I mean, finding some herbs to infuse our arms and armor might not be the worst.
I mean, also for the idea I think you'd love the idea that your new plate mail doesn't get destroyed.
Yes.
Yes, that would be very nice.
Yeah, and if we do that, we might as well do both.
Yes.
So I guess we're going
yeah.
back next time. Oh god damn it!
But we're having a nap first.
Oh, yes,
But
we are.
maybe we can
we also-
get...
Can we also
maybe
request
can
more
get the-
food?
Yeah, supplies for this journey seems apt that the city should provide us with. I think.
They will provide you with that and a couple of carts of salt, and some gnomes will take care of those. Basically, the idea is that you will take care of, making sure the caravan can get through to the city, but they will do the general trading and buying and such. They're just not confident they can make it through the closed trade road.
Basically, we're just to be guards.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that's fine. They'll take care of all the annoying bureaucry and such.
And we have
So-
Hemeth as well as a local if they need him.
Though he's like, oh, I'm just going home, right?
on-
Kind of thought maybe I would stay here, but he didn't really think it would be so low to the ceiling. It's really not.
I mean, being a dwarf, it can't be that bad for him.
I mean, it's not that bad.
you know.
It's still bad. And the air is so clean. It's,
And,
There's no place like the City of Blades in that regard.
Need that smallest city.
the question is, do we wait until our
there's a
plate is
charcoal
done?
inhaler.
Should only
No.
be a few days.
No, He said like a week, right?
Yeah, we've had
Yeah.
at least 2 or 3 long rests since then. Which is a day, right?
I
I mean,
guess
when
it's
you come back from your journey, it'll probably be done.
yeah,
Both
I
that's-
hope so. That it takes 20 days to do the whole thing. It's just kind of, it would be nice, but
You want your investment now, we know. But shall we rest up again?
Yeah, let's take a rest, and then next time we'll head back, I guess.
Sure, you'll take a caravan.
Also, Liam, you eat your first level slots like candy.
I mean, they are very useful to me.
They are very useful for you. Next level, they'll be very useful for me as well.
The nice thing is you can also eat your higher level ones if you need more shields. So
Exactly. I have potentially 6 shields, and
yeah,
that is potentially
Six
a lot of
turns of negative
damage.
damage, mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly.
But just being like, nope, not gonna have it.
and you can ignore a death blow once per long
Yes,
rest as well.
Because my
Which
orcish
you've never had to use, I don't think yet.
once. I think I've used it once in the beginning at some point. But yeah, my relentlessness has not been tested.
I mean, I think it's a good thing it hasn't been tested that
Oh
much.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
good.
I mean, the heavy armor mastery helps as well.
It helps a lot. You've got so much mileage out of that.
Mm-hmm. It's very useful.
I hoped you enjoyed the session. And,
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you for
Fun.
playing.
Thank
you.
you for the session.
We'll have another next week, and then we won't have one on the 23rd.
No.
no.
What?
God, no.
But-
So I don't think people would show up, Sheep. That's really the...
But my
And,
Christmas Eve game.
What will I do without it? I won't see you guys before Christmas.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's-
I will probably not be here for the 30th, which is the day before New
I
Year's.
suppose we'll discuss that on Discord. I don't have any. I don't know yet how
I
I,
don't
feel
know.
about that.
But the 6th is probably quite likely.
Yeah,
So,
6th shouldn't be a problem, but 23rd and 30th I will
Yeah.
be busy.
That's something we can discuss
Yeah.
at some point. Off camera. Ugh.
now for experience, you get 2,920 per character.
2,920. Wow.
Well, yeah, where does that put us now on the leaderboards? For people who actually know.
The leaderboard.
We
You will have a
are-
total of 30,713. You will need each 3,287 more.
It's not
So
too
like
bad.
2 sessions.
2 more sessions, yeah. 2 more story-heavy sessions.
Sounds good.
Or 2 more very deadly sessions.
2 more very deadly sessions.
You
Yeah.
got a good amount this session. Let's in that shrine is a big deal.
Yeah, that's what I presumed.
Also, how do you feel? We're only slightly mad now.
Yeah, it's great.
Also, man, when during the long rest, kind of everything's going through. If Roland asks Cirilla to check the back of his shoulder for the birthmark, is it still there?
No.
Okay.
It's no longer there.
Yay!
You know, no longer having the brand of a demon lord is nice. Gonna be honest.
It's going to be a whole thing too. But no, you have asked for divine intervention and getting rid of it, and you've gotten rid of it.
I mean, it's certainly a level of magic beyond what we normally have. Divine intervention.
Well, next time when it comes up, we can fix it when it occurs, not needing divine intervention.
If we recognise it this time.
We should.
We should be able
Grumble
to.
about me
Recognize it in
failing.
each other.
Grumbles about me nat wanting our knowledge check about what the hell we were fighting.
When suddenly it's like a where be here, you might be okay with becoming that. It's all about. It's all about
Can I be a wereflump, please?
Where from? How
Oh,
about
You're
a
nice and philosophical every once
how
in a
about a
while.
where Rakshasa?
Aware silver dragon.
I'm a lich once a week.
Oh,
I'll take
actually,
that
the Isaac Cow actually provided us with a picture of a were jellyfish. I'm gonna post it in there.
Oh, really?
Did he?
Yeah.
Because it was a challenge and he sent it to
Where
me.
was
I forgot
it?
to pass. There you go.
I haven't seen the challenge.
Yeah, I challenged him My God,
That's amazing.
that I am so happy.
That could be you.
He's
Could be
For the
you.
price of $9.99
nah.
plus 5,000 baht.
Wow, and it's a shame he's not even he's not watching today.
Well, I sent him a message in the lounge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Thank you for playing. I am going to go to bed because I am very tired.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you for being
Long day.
our GM, Manako.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you,
Thank you
Malachi, for
very
all
much.
your diligent work.
I
It's
do
much
what I can.
appreciated.
Do what I can.
You work so we can fool around.
Yes, you do it very well.
Make it a magnificent world so you can destroy it and kill all my nice people.
Yes.
I mean, at the same time, Manako.
I don't know how God feels.
I mean, in fairness, Manako, you tried also murdering us.
Yes.
I don't try to kill you. No. I
You're
just
so
play-
fine.
play-
Your
play
creations try to
opponents.
murder me.
I play the opponents as it would be true to them.
It's true. It's true. You don't have anything against us. You know, you're a player as much as we are. But your creations are still trying to kill me.
You do
I
put them
think a
there,
game
though.
master should always somewhat cheer for their players.
Yeah, he's on the player's
I mean,
side.
I agree with that statement. But the point still stands: your creations are trying to murder.
Like Tolkien didn't just have Frodo die from the cold some night. No, that's not.
He did
That's not
go
what that story
George
is
R. R.
about.
Martin on it. He hates everyone.
Well, he mostly hates the good people.
Man, typing
You're
without your
fucking
left
Rat,
index
you will
finger.
get super old and get away with everything. So
Mhm.
Well, on that note, I'm going to stop the recording and the stream because I want to go to bed.
Yes.
oh yeah.
Yes.
Bye, lovely people that watch this.
Bye.